Feels like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tall they stand.
Yo, Flirs, what's up? Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. We are joined with the boss, Michael Khan, Ryan S, Flat Knuckle, and PJ. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Yo. Good to see you all again. I made a stream all day. I didn't want
What's that?
Then Michael, and now here again. I'm making up for yesterday. We had a good time. We had a good time eating and watching the films
Good,
and that
good.
yesterday. But Vicky's going home today. She is in chat. Well, I think she's in chat. Yeah, she
Yeah.
is in a minute. Yeah. Hi, babe.
Well,
Love you.
you guys all charged up now with Chinese food, so that's good.
Yeah, and I was just saying this morning.
Mate, you won't believe what I've just been doing.
What?
I'm not even going to tell you what I've been doing. But
How rude. How rude. If PJ's talking and the boss just interrupts.
I was just about to say as well. I'm just
sorry, boss can interrupt there.
Oh yeah, of course. I was just saying in Michael's stream earlier as well how much that we was talking about the unclean meat and all that, and if we eat pork and all that kind of stuff. And I was just saying, listen, I ain't obsessed about pork. I mean, I like bacon now and again. I just forgot I had Chinese spare ribs. I mean, pork spare ribs. I just had yeah, but
You dirty porky.
isn't it? You know what I mean? The chow mein with the prawn, the pork, the beef, and the chicken. You know what I mean? So I had it all.
all things that these people tell you can't have.
Exactly. Vicky says it was nice and quiet without us. Without us. Oh, is it nice and quiet without us? Right. Okay. Right. She's asking if it was nice and quiet without us.
Listen, anyway, boss is going to be quiet tonight, so.
Yeah, I'll have to listen to the last 15 minutes, Michael. I heard
Regularly
that.
did it. So.
But yeah, it's good to see all of you in the YouTube lands. Please hit the likes, share the show. Let everybody know we're live because we're going to be doing a show tonight. Mark Sargent is interviewed on Stupid Human Interviews.
Nice.
What a name.
Okay.
What a name to get interviewed on. That's
the
weird.
thing is, like, I wanted to say something like, Karen B used to do the shows with him, right?
With these
And
guys.
now she's not,
With Mark Sargent.
which I find kind of strange. Yeah, she used to do the Strange World shows.
Oh, yeah, Mark, yeah. Yeah, well, Mark Sargent is these days just actually with Patricia Steer, I think.
Now, since they
Yeah.
stopped. Yeah.
But that's weird. Yeah, why aren't they like? Because they used to be quite buddy. Not really anymore. So I'm not really sure what happened there. But it's odd. I don't really know this channel he's on, but it's quite a big channel. I did link his link in the bottom. It's not a Rubicon Productions. It's got 228K subscribers, so a big channel. I just found it interesting that he calls it the Stupid Human Interviews. So it's the fourth interview he's had. And yeah, I just thought it would be interesting to see what was discussed with Mark Sargent.
That's a terrible
Because
name.
a lot of people have different opinions on Mark
I
Sargent.
know I said I was going to be quiet, but I can't help myself. I dare say that you call it a stupid human interview.
Stupid human
I bet
interview.
you are the stupid human.
I would say that as well then, because that's a silly name for him. That is just a condescending name.
Probably just,
for
yeah, but it's probably just catchy, or something. So I don't know. But we'll see as it goes on.
Yeah. He's got a lot of radios there, hasn't he? Yeah, the police scanners are two-way radios. He's got
And then he's got a straw man flat Earth on the TV in the background.
Listen,
Oh,
don't not Karen, right? Because can you remember when we were streaming PJ talking about Dave Wise?
yes.
Karen and what's it called, her boyfriend, were in our chat.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. She did
All
come.
right.
She did come. Mm. And she didn't agree with nothing that David was saying at that point. At that point,
It
she
was
was disappointed.
Ted Summer, that's it. Ted Summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look, everybody, but it shows you everybody does have their own different opinions and things,
that's right.
and that's still a good thing to see, though, because it shows you people don't just take what anybody else just says. Because this is the one thing I have really been bugging me lately in the flat Earth community is you get a certain few flat earthers that think they can dictate to the rest of people what they're allowed to say, how they're allowed to say it.
Mm.
Who do you think you are?
Huh?
You know what I mean? Let
Mm.
everybody say what they want to say. If you disagree with them, rebut them, and that's it. You don't need to dictate to them that they're not true flat earthers or whatever just because they don't agree with you.
That's right. It's,
I 100% agree. Like, as flat earthers, we've broke free from the indoctrination where we're all in the same mind. And no other flat earther should be telling another flat earther what to think or believe or talk about. Well,
I agree.
otherwise, we might as well all go back to globe, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we can
Yeah.
have disagreements. I mean, like we disagree with Dal and his rising up with Earth.
yeah.
I do think it's
Yeah,
idiotic.
but you're not telling Dell not to believe that, though, are you?
No.
You're arguing with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
telling him
I'm
that he
giving
can't
him my
think.
arguments and why it's wrong, but I'm not saying, okay, he's not a flat earther. You're not supposed to do this. Don't do it that way. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Vicky says I don't know who Mark is. Mark Sargent is one of the originals from like 2015 who came out with a lot of flat Earth evidences and stuff like Eric Debay. But a lot of people are a bit dubious about him.
When did Mike Sargent where Mum's basement come from?
I think so. I think so.
Because he still live with his mum in a basement.
I think that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put the votes on because it is. Mark Sargent has weird opinions to different people.
And he still calls it a flat Earth theory. He still
Yeah.
calls it a
But
flat
like
Earth.
I said, I do think he's done some good getting people into flat Earth.
He has. He has.
But you do get a lot of people that believe he's just placed here.
Mhm.
So it's 34 votes. Mark does a good job for FE exposure. Yes, 29%. No, 49%. And maybe, not sure, 23%. Ooh. But yeah, no matter what you guys believe, he is actually exposing the flat earth to the masses. So we cannot disagree on that. But is it good exposure? That's the question. What do you guys think?
It was. I mean, to get people open to it, it definitely was good exposure at one time. Not so sure now because he puts in a lot of things that are like people are dubious about. Like I said, the flat Earth theory and stuff like that. So but I don't watch him too much now, so I don't really know what he is saying to the fullest extent nowadays. To be honest.
Yeah, because it makes it difficult.
Of
I
course.
mean, what I've heard from people saying Mark's actually a very nice guy and stuff, and they've heard people saying, yeah, he's just a shill.
There's a mix
It's
of everything.
difficult.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Sorry to interrupt. I just got to take off, guys. So God bless. Have a good stream. I'll see you guys later.
Cheers, Jeff. Blessings, man.
That's a good point, Ricky. All the people voted, but they can't find the like button.
That is weird, don't you think? Come, guys, you can hit the likes.
That's a good
Only
point.
16 likes, and I mean, there's 38 votes, so that math doesn't add up.
Even Kanka managed to like.
Oh, aye.
If the bosses hits a like, then you know you guys can too.
Yeah, if Boss can do it, you all can.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Smash the shores, show and like the shares or share the likes. Whatever.
It's not very smart, this boss.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Heedle deedle skiddle dee
Hey, let's get on the table and dance a little.
I lost it, tell you.
Nice.
So you guys ready to get on with this and see what is going to be discussed.
Right.
And yeah, we'll probably go through it as we go on. I did tag Mark as well and this guy. So if he ever wants to come and have the discussion, more than happy to talk, and we see what happens. I mean, everybody for their own. I think we have to make it more of a mission, maybe, to get the community of Flat Earth together again.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we have disagreements and we don't agree with each other, I think it's become very negative. I don't know if you guys have realized that, but it's become very negative.
It has.
I agree, but while ever there's people in it with their own agenda, then it's never going to be.
That's also true.
You know what I mean? Like, so we need to establish who's a true flat earther, who's in it for an agenda, and the ones who are in it for an agenda need removing, in my opinion.
I agree.
But yeah, I do think we need to try and work together more somehow, even with our disagreements, because it doesn't make us any better than the Globies. Yeah, let's go on.
Mr. Flat Earth, Mr. Mark Sargent. Hey, Mark, nice to have you here.
Hi, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So let's get right into it. The very first question,
Yeah.
and probably the most important.
Yeah.
How old were you when you realized that all you really wanted to accomplish in life was to own a Jeep?
Believe it or not, I was 15 when I first wanted to buy a Jeep.
And have you bought one yet? Do you own a Jeep?
Nope.
But you still
I
want to.
changed my mind. Peer pressure. That was when I listened to peer pressure a lot. Before I wanted to own a Jeep, I wanted to own a Trans Am. But I did want to own a Jeep at one point. And
Every real man does.
I know. And I had some.
Yeah, have you seen the star on his cap? What's that all about? On Mark's cap.
Right. I've lived through loads of peer pressure, and it was never on what type of car you're going to get. Just saying.
No.
Not actually, no. But I have been seeing on Mark's stuff, he has had a lot of symbolism,
Yep.
though, with his stuff, which
That's
is that
definitely-
gives people red flags as well about him.
That's a six-pointed star, six-sided star, six-pointed. So not sided, sorry, pointed.
But I don't know. I can't really see. I'll see as it gets. But yeah, it does look like a Star
It
Wars.
does.
Friends that own Jeeps, various kinds, and it's like, it's okay. I ended up. My final decision was
Could it just be a normal star? I don't know.
It's definitely the same shape as the the star, but I mean it could be something. I don't know what it is because I can't make any claim.
Yeah, because it's
It's
a
a
bit blurry.
five-pointed star like Luciferian.
It does look like that. It certainly looks like that.
Yeah, but like I've been saying, if you look at Mark's stuff, a lot of the time there's some weird occultic symbolism behind it.
Yeah.
And that's what gives a lot of people red flags about the guy.
I mean,
And I mean, this cap that he's got on now is not helping that, is it? And yeah,
Yeah, look at that in chat. Jeep equals 666.
Oh, wow. And that conference he was at, the what's his name? The one that that guy pretended to be a flat earther that interviewed Dave and that. What's his name? Curly hair.
Oliveira.
Yes, yeah. The one I did the knife.
Tyler Oliveira, did you see Mark's face? on
Yeah, but that day Mark was wearing something that said CIA on it, wasn't he? T-shirts. that
Okay,
said
this makes
CIA.
sense as well. He's from Texas. The star is everywhere. If it's just the Texas star, yeah.
Oh, is it Texas Star? Okay.
didn't want to be a car guy. I've never been a car guy. In fact, I have owned the same car.
A Jeep is not a car.
What?
Just so that we're clear, a Jeep is not a car. A Jeep is a Jeep.
I have never.
I don't agree with you there, man. A Jeep is still a vehicle.
It's a vehicle. It's a car. Yeah.
A Jeep is a model.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Model.
yeah. Still a car. Still a vehicle.
Never been an automotive guy. I've
I'll allow
owned,
that.
I've owned the car I've driven for the last 20 years is literally a Chrysler 300C. Drove it, ordered it from the factory, and
It's not a bad car, but there's better cars out there.
1 minute, like, who was the guy who was interviewing him?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the guy, but he's got a big
Who's
channel.
the guy to say I'll allow that?
I know. There's just
That's already triggered me.
a car is short for the word carriage, so a truck is still a jeep, is still a carriage. So sorry, that's going back on something, but yeah, it's still a car.
Well, it's got 4 wheels. It's got an engine to get you from A to B. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle.
That's it. That's it.
After a while, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just not that guy. I don't
Hey,
watch
Roger,
Top
what's
Gear
up, man?
on a regular basis, even though it's an interesting show. I've just never been that guy. Good question though.
So now for why you're here.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I would have flat out dismissed anything, any ideas or conspiracy theories that didn't align with the narrative.
Conspiracy theory.
Stop. This guy's got a pizza in space in background.
Yes, he has.
That's what I said. He's got a pizza in the back, a straw man, flat Earth on the thing. But I don't know if. Hopefully, Mark will call him out on that. But I've never really seen Mark actually call anybody out on that thing. Really,
He should. I think he should.
he has pointed out to them that it's not in space, though. That I can agree.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really call them out as like, okay, why are you presenting a straw man model? You know what I mean? And they always do present the straw man model to him.
Always.
That I grew up with, probably
Right.
most of us grew up with.
Right.
But lately, in the last couple of years, I distrust so much of what the government and big corporations and pretty much in the media, I distrust so much.
I have to stop that there because this is a normal, though. Have you guys been realizing even a lot of the globies that love space so much, they distrust the government, but they love space agencies like NASA, which is government-based.
Absolutely.
They trust them.
Yep.
And then when you show them things that say, look, it's fake, they just fight tooth and nail, say, no, it's not fake. But they distrust the government. It's like, yeah, that's so logical.
I know. It's like when Christians claim to believe in supernatural and deny supernatural things. Same type.
I think they're in love with Kennedy and everything he did for the USA. Rah rah rah. So, but there's a lot of conspiracy with that too. So it's basically this is all conspiracy based, in my opinion.
That at least now I'm open to listen to even the craziest ideas to see at least if they make sense.
Yeah.
So give me the elevator pitch as to why you think the Earth is flat, and then we'll get into more details of all the points. But just give me the quick
The
overview.
quick one. Okay.
Yeah, the elevator pitch. Why? Tell me why the Earth is flat.
The quick one, and it goes into the origin, which is I like you. I mean, I'm older. I didn't even think there was conspiracies until I went and saw all this stuff.
Somebody asked.
Stop. Right. Someone asks you how you know Earth's flat. You say no curvature.
No, you just say straight, no curvature, or you can't violate natural law, or there's no Earth rotation, or whatever. But what's he saying? Oh, I'm like you. Let me give my whole life story.
Right.
You see, but this is why the people have red flags about the guy.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But then you have to also think of it as he is in an interview state of mind as well, and he's trying to give a
Right.
interview type of answer.
So here's my thing, right? These people have been in this flat Earth longer than I have, right? Why can they not tell someone why they're not Earth's flat? Why does it have to be a big spiel?
I know.
Earth's flat because there's no curvature.
Simple.
You can't measure it, you can't see it, can't detect it. There's no curvature. Earth's not a ball.
Yeah, and everything they want to base their ball off of, the reference comes from a flat horizontal datum. I mean, literally starting flat and then calling it curved doesn't make it curved.
No, you always got to need that 90 in your car on a curve.
Yep. But yeah, it's the sad situation that they usually get asked this very simple question. They don't just give a straight answer back.
I think they're trying to sell something to them. Like it's like almost like they're writing a book.
Mm-hmm. Almost like a product.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Must be copyrighted.
Jones, JFK in the theater back in the early 90s. I mean, literally, I did not think that people lied in power. It's like, why would you? You know, with the exception for money.
No.
And
Surely
after
not.
I saw that, over the next several decades, I went through just about every conspiracy you could think of. Never looked back because I never got married or had kids. So I had tons and tons of free time on my hands. And
That's weird.
I think even before being a flat earth, surely you knew the government lied to you, Mark Sargent. Surely. You can't surely think that they didn't lie to you at all. Before flat earth. Surely, dude. Surely.
You know, it's actually very difficult to find someone in existence today that will disagree with anybody that says the government has lied to you.
Exactly.
Which is really odd because those same people that say, yeah, the government's lied to me, are the same people that will fight tooth and nail to keep the government.
Yep. It's madness, isn't it?
Makes so much sense.
Well, I heard a song the other day that said, basically, the way they put it is the truth can be twisted into a lie. So they didn't quite finish that statement, but they did make it. And I think a lot of people feel that this could be a big lie, but they're going to hold on to the main narrative just in case. They had a backup plan.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a lot.
to the point where I pretty much finished the internet. I thought I have an opinion on every conspiracy you can think of, except for flat Earth, because then it's like, well, I had an opinion on every conspiracy, but I'm still not going to look at flat Earth because it's dumb, it's retarded, right? Then I thought, okay, well, I'm not getting any younger. Put it on my bucket list. It's like, oh, I'll shut down flat Earth in a weekend, and the weekend turned into weeks, which turned into months, which turned into 9 months. And then eventually I realized I could not prove the globe in a court of law anymore.
9 months to realize it's flat.
I know. I mean, it was a lot quicker than that for me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a
Definitely
hell of a lot.
9 months.
Took me like 9 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say more like 9 seconds. 9 minutes. I would say 9 minutes just to be a bit more.
I mean, once you realize, hello, the Earth's flat, you're not gonna sit for 9 months.
No. No.
Well, I noticed he went right to the court of law thing too. Like he's got to prove it.
I mean, just when you start looking
He's
into,
not really.
okay,
proving
let me
it.
see if curve is real, you find, oh no, wait, something's wrong here. It's really not there. Why would it take 9 months to figure this out?
So they're apprehensive, aren't they? Like they're afraid of it.
Apprehension. That's a bit more than apprehension. It's obfuscation, apprehension, all rolled up into one. Oh, apprehension, man. It's like crazy.
You think you can. Everybody does. The T-shirt reads, I became a flat earther because I tried to disprove it. And that's when in 2015, I just gave up. It's like I woke up, had that Jerry Maguire moment. I know I'm using some pop culture references, where I woke up and I said, you know what? I give up. I'm going to make a series of videos out there, put them out to the hive mind of the internet, because the hive mind is very smart. They don't miss anything. And say, okay, I can't prove the globe.
That is a correct statement. Also, he said 9 months to realize he couldn't prove it in court of law, not 9 months to prove it's flat. That is true.
True.
Yeah, but why would he need to prove it in court of law?
That's it.
So that would mean he had doubts.
Why 9 months? Why not 8? Why not 10?
Did he just?
He's having a baby. Sorry.
No, yeah. Did he just say something about hive mind, or am I mistaken what he said?
Yeah, he said hive mind.
He did say hive mind. I thought so.
Tell me where I'm wrong. And the hive mind came back in mass. And they said, all sorts of people were messaging me, and we can talk about that later, and said, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not crazy. Here's why. And apparently I was like one of the first people to actually broach the topic in the modern era. I call it Flat Earth 2.0.
Yeah, and that's why the people kind of see it Mark as a shill, because he's like the OG, just all of a sudden just got fame and fortune from this, you know what I mean? Can't really blame them for that. But
yeah, apprehensive too.
Where I was like, put all my contact information out there and said, hey, come at me. And they didn't, which was awesome. The response has been fantastic. And that was, as you said, back in 2015, coming up on 10 years.
All right. So as someone that is new, such as myself, to the exciting and dynamic world of flat earthery,
right?
How can I go outside right now and see for myself some of these obvious signs that the Earth is flat?
Okay.
First of all, you don't need to go outside.
No.
Sitting on a stationary chair. And you're walking across a level floor when you stand up and walk. And you're able to breathe. Just those 3 observations alone shows it's not a globe.
And if we were moving at the speed of sound at the equator, you would definitely be able to tell.
Agreed.
Real quick ones. This was posed to me by a physicist out of Georgetown through a media company, and they said, "Come up with 5 sciencey things." So real quick. First one would be long distance photography, which is if the curvature of the Earth is 8 inches per mile or 8 inches per mile squared, you should only be able to see so far. Eventually, you're going to be the curve is literally going to turn into a mountain. It's going to get really, really. You will not be able to see. You cannot see on the other side of a hill eventually, and I don't care how much refraction you think you built in, and that we can always see too far. I mean, I didn't tell people. I never came up with it. People immediately, when they started looking into this recently, they just start running down to every body of water you can think of, because water lays flat, and shooting lighthouses and shooting boats off in the distance and shooting.
So how far does the science say we should only be able to see? What's the farthest? Like if I go to the ocean and I watch
Science,
yeah. That's how far you should be able to see.
it should be how far would the globe model religion tell us we should see?
Yeah.
Not science, because it's definitely not science there.
a boat, a ship sail away, what's the furthest it's supposed to be able to be seen from?
Well, without binoculars, if a 6-foot guy is standing on the shore, if it's 8 inches per mile squared, your vision's pretty limited anyway. Less than 5 miles, right?
So at 5 miles, it should, according to the science, which I'm not denying at this point, it should start to go over the curve of the ball, right?
Again, I'll give you.
Okay, yeah, Mark, this is actually.
Should be where you see it.
Geometry is not science.
Exactly.
No.
That's like saying when God says "behold," that means that's science. Because behold's like saying, "Look, have a glance, observe." That's science.
You should be able to see as far as the Rayleigh criterion dictates, right? It depends on the luminescent light you're looking at. You can only see so.
All right.
You can only see so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
I'll
science.
give you some quick math, which would be, so if it's 8 inches per mile squared, let's say it's 10 miles. That would be 10 times 10, which is 100, times 8, which is 800 inches, right? So any object that's taller than 800 inches at 10 miles, it should be on the other side of the curve. However, it's not stairs. That math gets really, it starts getting more severe as you go further. So 50 miles, which is 50 times 50 times 8, is almost 1,700 feet. Mm-hmm. So when you grab, what really changed was HD cameras. more than anything. I mean, 30 years ago, you couldn't go out there with the cameras, just be a pixelated, blurry mess. But now,
That's just true.
Definitely would be.
It's true. Things do upgrade.
And things with it, you couldn't have done it with film, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I think about it, like like Nat Geo and magazines like that, they have great focal length cameras, and they have tons and tons of photographs on longer distances. They've known about this for a long time. They just don't teach the public about how far you can see because they have to protect their ball, right? That's a conspiracy, I guess. You can call it that, but it seems like it to me. And Mark's caught up in all of it.
What's Flat doing? It sounds like Flats is making toast.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's doing something completely different, though. Watch.
Probably. He's getting something to do a demonstration. Maybe. I don't know. Getting food. He's getting food. He was getting food.
now, cheap, $500 off the shelf. You can zoom in on things that you really couldn't zoom in before. You could bring boats back into frame, which were gone. And we've got so many videos out there where the boat's gone, right? And you just crank up the zoom and it's there. It's now, crystal clear in frame. And it's got to be on a calm day, unfortunately, because we try to stress that through the trolls, because if there's any waves, right, the waves that are closer to you will block a lot more.
Yay, foreshortening.
He got it. Yeah.
Mm.
Why is that the dopers don't understand what foreshortening is?
Well, I guess a lot of average people don't know how lenses work on cameras, too. I'm just saying.
Because the curve at the foreshortening kind of doesn't make, but may look like curve through the foreshortening. They like to think that's actual curve. That's probably why.
I remember having a conversation with a kid one time, and he was actually looking using binoculars, and he thought his sight bent over the curve.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they do think they can see their own butt, don't they? If there was perfect video atmo and stuff like that, you can see your own butt. Easier.
Right, so my finger isn't covering my face, right? But now it is, because it's closer to you. And so it's got to be on a really, really calm day. So really cold days over ice is nice to do as well. But that's what brings most people into flat Earth is long distance photography, more than anything.
All right, and another thing I want to.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I really have to agree with that. So yeah, Mark did a good job there. I agree there. But I don't know if you guys have realized with the globies though, if you explain to them, it's just due to foreshortening and optical effects, they don't seem to understand what it means to be optical.
No. So optical's not physical and all that. That's all we keep saying, isn't it?
It's like the straw man we usually get. Did someone try to jump in? What they say is, you need to have the physical there for it to be refracted. It's like, we don't stress that, we don't disagree that the ocean is real. It's a physical water. The waves in the water is physical.
Absolutely.
But the effect you're seeing, that's not at its, how can I put it? Its actual position means it's optical.
Yeah.
Now the globe hijacks that optical position and calls it physical Earth curve.
Silly.
Yeah.
Silly.
Wanted to mention is that as we sit here talking, I can't fact check anything, so we're going to leave that up to the trolls and the scientists in the comments.
Please go.
On there.
So the second one, really quick, was one my favorite, but most people don't. Again, most people are visual, and I don't want to pick on the general public being dumb as a bag of hair, but mob mentality, which is gravity versus the vacuum of space. Which
Whoa.
What?
We should stop saying that. Gravity versus the vacuum of space. Yes, you can say it that way, but you see I don't want to tell him how he's saying it is wrong. But then wouldn't it be better just to say, if you follow the second law of thermodynamics, or saying the globe violates the law of entropy.
Yeah.
Then it just gives it more of an impact. You know what I mean?
No.
Because they're saying it's violating natural law.
No, you think the only way the globe would work if it was inside a containment itself? That would be.
Yeah, because remember the way he's wording it now. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it makes it more impactful to say, listen, yeah, you do know that the globe is violating natural law. And that's going to make them think, they're like, how? But now he's already giving them their kind of ammunition, like gravity. Gravity versus the space vacuum. It's like, why are you giving them a tool to fight back? This is why we get a lot of these people saying, oh, gravity. It's like, how can it overcome entropy? Oh, gravity.
Like the proof we got yesterday for it.
Oh, yeah. Like Andrew Johnson.
Oh, cool.
He makes a hypothetical container where he's claiming if he closes it off, which is a closed container, by the way, he's supposed to be proving gas pressure without containment, but he's using a container.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
That's
And then he says, turning it around, what will happen to the gas inside when it's his burden? He wants to reverse it to everyone else. And then ignore every variable associated with it. I mean, this is why I was even trying to just get with him. We're like, what's the size of this container? The size of the container will give varying results.
Of course.
And he can't get all the particles out of the air to begin with, so anything that's got any kind of weight to it is going to go to the bottom and push everything up. So
Yeah, but it's
it'll equalize.
It's
Yeah.
inversely proportional.
Yeah.
It will equalize, and it also depends what type of gases are in there, what's the temperature, what's the size of the container. Pressure alone changes the pressure. There's just so many variables, and I couldn't get into that with him. But this is the thing we get.
Oh, did you ever get a hold of him, Flats?
Yeah, he's
thought
going
he
to
was
be presenting tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. I want to see it.
It's going to be interesting. We'll see how it destroys the globe. Hey, Dave's in the house. What's up, man?
What's up?
It's so good to see you, bro.
I made it.
He says Andrew Johnson can only prove he's an obsessed egghead. That's about
Yeah, I was wondering where's Andrew Johnson. I thought he was a coming back here now.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's got bigger fish to fry. Soft.
Yeah, Andrew's going to present tomorrow night.
He's got need to change that name. He's got the same name as a president.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, man. Guy that took
Think
over
about
for the guy that took over. He was the first president to be impeached. In fact,
But now you're just monologuing, man.
No. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Okay. So, what's your thoughts on this chat so far with Mark Sargent?
Yeah, I think he gets a little bit long-winded and stuff, and a lot of what he says sounds, not saying that it is, but it sounds like rehearsed when he talks, but he's also learned how to make a camera presence too. So, you can watch like my early videos and how I am now on camera. I'm more comfortable with it and everything too. You kind of meld into a thing. So I don't know. He's doing pretty good so far. The way the guy words the questions is kind of sus, but hey, what can you do?
Yeah.
True.
But what are your thoughts? Does he give a good exposure for FE or negative? You think?
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that want to call him a shill. I've met Mark. I didn't really get any real red flags or anything from him. He is a really, really nice guy. He just is a very, very nice,
Well, that's
nice.
the thing. That's what I hear.
And so I don't have anything bad to say about him. It's I've listened to a lot of his presentations. I don't watch him a lot. I watched him and Karen B when they were doing Strange World a few times, and that's and usually that's if something else isn't on, you know. But now he's with Patricia Steers.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell has happened to Patricia Steers. She's a nice lady and everything, but man, she needed to just leave her appearance alone. Stop going toward that vanity thing with the plastic surgery and whatever else. That's it. I think, in my opinion, she looks not as good as she used to since she's had these procedures and shit done. So.
Well, when you start tucking it in, it starts to go away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can't cut into
Then you get like people like Nancy Pelosi who
it, it's going to start drooping.
Yeah, if she gets one more facelift, she's gonna have a beard,
Yep. Good God.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Oh well. Everybody for their own though.
Yeah.
One thing, Patricia Steer is a very nice person as well.
She is.
She is
Indeed.
very,
I
very
just
kind.
when I see people take drastic measures and things like that to because of something as superficial as appearance, I always want to go, stop that. You're just as God made you. Leave yourself alone, man.
Uh-huh.
Don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is, if you guys know anything about, we're breathing in 20% oxygen and 80% nitrogen, give or take. We'll throw away the trace gases for now because it gets messy. And a vacuum is nothing, right? There's nothing in there, and it's tough to visualize because it's invisible. You can say, oh yeah, that's a vacuum chamber over there, but visually you can't tell any difference, which works out very well for NASA. So if there's a vacuum chamber above you, right, in your second floor of your building, you have a valve, and you pop that valve. It's not like the movies, right? It's not this, oh my God, wind and 2 minutes of air left, get the duct tape type thing. It's instantly, it's violent. You can ask anybody that works in deep sea rigs.
Spontaneously, not instantly.
Yes.
Just have to. It also depends on what densities of the gases and what's the pressure differentials of the two systems.
Mm-hmm.
There's arrow of time. So I just have to tell Mark, you might need to think about that, man.
That's
Or
the fear
submarines and
cell,
stuff like that. Pressure equalization is no.
Sorry?
That's the fear cell that they put in the space movies. Just basically the instant vacuum. How fast it goes. And
Like what's that movie with, I think it was Jean-Claude Van Damme, where they're like on Mars or something?
No, that's Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We spoke about it the other day.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah, we spoke about it the other day, but we were actually talking about 6th Day, but I was talking about Total Recall, remember? Yeah.
But Total Recall was also cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I don't think I've met anybody that's actually had the phenomenon of total recall in their mind. I don't think anybody can reenact it. That's the whole point, I think. It's science fiction.
No joke. It's awful. And the question is, right, so when you go outside, why is our atmosphere still here? Why is, why hasn't it been just shredded by the infinite vacuum of space, the ultimate vacuum chamber? And the only response is gravity. And it's like, you mean the
gravity
same
because the gas, the nitrogen, the oxygen, it has mass, even though it's very light, right?
Right.
So that gravity from the Earth pulls it in, keeps it in.
Yes. Yeah. Has to be holding it down.
see why I say I don't really agree with how he's presenting it to him? Because
Yeah.
he's given it to him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like he's on a leash. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I say. I would have done it in a totally different way of more bang saying, my favorite, your globe violates natural law.
Mhm.
That's it. And you're like, how? Well, the law of entropy is violated because you guys claim that a pseudo-scientific non-force is able to have gas attracting to each other to stick to the Earth without having any demonstration of that in history ever observed. There we go. End of story.
Mhm. This whole idea of thinking that that a gas is a contiguous mass of substance is bullshit.
Yeah,
Okay,
the columns of air.
You can't have it without being contained. It's sort of like you can't reach down and grab a hold of the sand and pick up the whole beach. You know what I'm saying? You can only grab the sand that your hand will hold. Now you have a mass of sand. It's individual. They're individual. And the only way that you can have a quote unquote mass of a gas is to have it in a contained volume. Outside of that, it just does its thing and goes. It's gone.
I'm going to be back in like 2 minutes. Sorry, man.
Be like thinking you could
So
pick and I like that you could, it's sort of like thinking you could just hook a handle to the beach and pick up the whole beach. You're only going to pick up the sand that's connected to the handle, you know. It's even though that's adding up to the whole amount of the beach, it's all individual shit, and it's not going to be one cohesive mass.
so what kind of force do you apply to the sand to get it?
What do you mean force? You don't need a force.
Uh,
It's just in
well,
disequilibrium.
I'm
Oh, you
thinking
mean,
like
yeah,
if you're
you'd have to take it out of its state where it's at, giving it energy by lifting it. But my point is that even though the entire beach is made out of sand, you can't pick up the whole beach by grabbing a hold of the sand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the gas. The only way you do anything with it is to have a contained volume of it. Outside of a containment, you don't have a bunch. It's not in a plentiful amount. It's just going to disperse out to fill the empty space. That's all.
It's just not bonded. It's just not bonded. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not ever going to do that. A couple of hydrogen atoms say, you know what? I'm sick of this fucking elastic collision shit. Let's just stick together for damn sake. You know, let's do it. All right. I'm down with it. Hey, let's get some friends over here. We're going to become a sun. You know, I'm like, that's stupid shit.
yeah,
Nice.
take a condensed mass of any kind of material and explode it, it would just disperse, right? Completely
You
disappear.
have to sing kumbaya to the gas molecules so that they'll stick together, so they'll join hands and be one.
Yay!
Nice. That's how it works.
I was going to go with another thing too. Don't you have to have like a force to lift it? What kind of force would that be? It would be a pulling or a pushing force. Are you lifting it by pulling it or pushing it away from it?
Both.
Oh, well, there's only one kind of force. It's the pulling force. Did you know this?
Yeah, exactly, Gio. You can't get a clump of gas. You can't like tear it apart like candy floss. You know what I mean?
Right. Leave a hole there. Dig a hole. That's why when they started talking about that hole in the ozone layer, I was like, oh, okay, wait a second. This was years ago. I'm like, okay, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on this because how do you dig a hole in gas? How do you put a hole in gas? It'd be like trying to dig a hole in the water. You know, I mean, it's never going to happen, bro.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, you could suck a hole in water if you try hard enough.
It's about it.
It's just some of the dumbest shit. And people
Air
roll
will fill that
around.
hole, and then
But a scientist said so. I'm like, I don't give a shit, man. Scientist was probably drunk.
you're probably right. I can't see the chat from in restream today for some reason.
I can see it today. Actually, it's not often I do see it, but I can see it today.
Lowry's in there.
Oh, here's a cool quote by Copernicus. It says, neither let anyone, as far as hypotheses are concerned, expect anything certain from astronomy, since that science can afford nothing of the kind.
Hmm.
That's Dave.
Oh,
Holy gas.
You find out, yeah, you find out these people that they're always touting around as, look at this is one of our saints of our religion. And you find out, like Newton, he's like, no, man, that ridiculous shit, I don't even want to be ascribed to that. I'm not publishing that. No way. That's stupid, right? And then they wait till he dies and then they publish it. And he's like,
Yeah, that's just something that came up when I was steaming drunk once.
yeah, I just wrote that shit down while I was taking a shit one day.
I mean, it was a big old apple that hit me in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I doubt that happened even.
No,
I think they
of course not.
when they run out of bull crap to feed the public, they just go back and dig through the archives. What are we going to feed them now? All right,
Right. Well, that's why I love doing that with Andrew yesterday. I told him, I says, well, that's based on your myth of mass attracting mass. Is that where you're getting that from? Is that why you think that?
He's a nice guy, isn't he, Self? Lovely guy.
Oh, yeah. They get mad. It's like, it's not a myth. Really? Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw my Jeep was getting pulled over to my next door neighbor's garage by accident. I don't know what the case was there. It just,
I'm still waiting to see why places like Mount Everest doesn't have thicker air around it.
exactly.
Next to it.
Well, it's Bernoulli's festival, right? It's blowing.
Well, I got told when was it yesterday that center of gravity has nothing to do with gravity.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But
Yeah,
was Johnson saying that?
I think it was Sean Hawkins.
Oh, wow. He's just...
In the reference to it, a center of gravity, like on a vehicle or something like that, is just merely referring to the fulcrum point of the weight. Oh, there it is, gravitas again, referring to weight.
But that's the thing with everything. They want to associate weight to gravity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's dishonesty, actually. Because weight isn't gravity.
Well, from the original word gravitas, it does mean heavy. It means basically weight. But they're using it to mean, and they're saying that it's the weight that causes it to drop. Well, yeah, I can agree with that. What's the weight? The relative density of an object within a given medium. Yep. We change the medium, we change the weight or gravity, don't we?
Yeah, well, they've never been able to manipulate gravity to say it's the cause. They've always find anything that they try and manipulate. It's never gravity they manipulate, but they claim gravity is the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Find any other so-called claim science that you manipulate something else and claim it to be something else.
Mm-hmm. And there's never a condition where people think like if they're out in an empty spot that there's nothing around them. No, that's not the case at all. There's never an instance where an object is not subject to being in a medium. You're in something. You're always in something. That's just how nature works.
Even their beloved space is in the medium. It's just much less.
Right. So you got to think of it. Imagine you're underwater, but it's really, really, really super thin water. It's the kind of same thing. You're submerged in this medium. There you are.
Exactly.
So wouldn't you consider there's more pressure pushing you up in our mediums?
Well, it depends. It would depend on the ratio of the object to the medium.
Yeah.
You see, it's either the object is going to displace the medium, or the medium is going to displace the object. One of the two.
Yeah.
So the only way to change that would be to change your density, right?
Your ratio to the medium, or change the medium density.
And even temperature will do that, won't it?
Sure.
If you heat something up, it'll expand and the density will spread out further.
Okay.
You'd be more buoyant. Yeah.
As
Goes
in
really
like a hot air balloon.
And it's like, well, okay, but that very same gravity can't keep the air in your room from rushing upstairs to a very small, inefficient vacuum chamber. And the argument, it's a circular argument on the science side. It's, well, if it wasn't gravity, we'd be dead. And it's like, well, unless there's another option, like, it's an enclosed system, like you're in a snow globe.
Oh, thank you, Vicky. Thank you very much for your Channel support. Really appreciate this. If you can vote on the poll, you can smash the likes. 100% agree. Come on, she just paid £10 for that. So whoever didn't hit the likes, please hit the likes. It would really be appreciated. Don't let her super chat go to waste. Thank you very much, Vicky. You rock. Thank you, guys. And everybody that hit the likes, thank you very much. You guys rock. And the likes have gone up a bit. Thank you. 44. Okay, what I got to say now with what he just said about the snow globe. Do you understand why I'm still saying it's wrong how he's saying it? Because he's making it sound still like we're in space.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's saying, yeah, you guys are saying, okay, the reason it's not going into space is because of gravity. But he says maybe there's another option. Maybe it's just because we're enclosed. So he's still putting us in space.
Yeah, he's giving them that room.
So he's giving him that straw man model. How about just say there is no vacuum of space like it's being presented to us? Because if there was, we would all be dead.
I think he's
Full stop.
and his theory of the upward rising Earth stuff.
But you see, it's things like this, and then people are like, well, what is he really pushing? Is he saying we are a floating snow globe disk, a space disk, or whatever? Because it sort of sounds like that. But as far as I know, Mark doesn't believe that, but the way he talks makes it sound that way. So he's kind of giving them, without realizing it, that strawman model.
They call it air pressure for a reason. And they're going, no. They just keep looping back on themselves. It's like, okay, or whatever.
So they're starting at the premise that there is gravity. Instead of saying, what is causing this, they are starting at the assumption that it is gravity.
It has to be gravity. Has to be gravity, because if it isn't gravity, there would be no atmosphere. And it's like, well, yeah, that's our point. That's our question to you. And it's like, well,
No, that's not our point. Okay, let's try and place this again. Mark, try this next time you talk to them. Say, look at it in a 3-part system. Okay? We have gas pressure to breathe. That would be number 3. Okay? So if you're saying we have pressure gradients, that's great. But what has to happen for gas pressure gradient to exist? That would be number 2. Gas. And what does gas need for it to exist, to have gas pressure? Number 1, containment. So first you need containment to have the gas pressure, to have the gas pressure gradient. How he's made it sound now is just bypass all that and just say gravity is the reason we have gas. So he's actually, without realizing it, throwing the whole argument away and evoking their straw man and giving them their ammunition by just saying it's gravity then. Just because you say it's gravity, therefore gravity. Where he's not really arguing against it. He's just saying, oh, it's your belief. That's it. Or am I reading this wrong?
You play it back if you want to.
What's with that microphone, man? That he's always holding.
He's smooching that microphone, man. He loves it.
He always holds that little microphone. I thought it was because it was broke, like about a year or 2 ago, and it's like he's still using it, holding on to it. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's his way of keeping calm when he talks. I don't know.
Maybe.
Be gravity. It's like, no, it doesn't have to be gravity.
Maybe he's like thinking it reminds him of a glass of wine or something. Just keeps him off his edge. Because people do get nervous, even if they've been talking on camera for years, and it might just be his coping mechanism. I don't know. Because he does love to use his hands a lot. If you've realized, even when he talks in interviews and stuff, he uses his hands a lot.
Probably grew up in a strict house.
So you're saying that
Sorry?
Barely grew up in a strict household, and he had to answer to his parents all the time. So a lot of people get nervous, and they use their hands to try to explain things like something's going to happen. He doesn't.
Yeah, keep you to like a fidget thing. Yeah. But he does commercials for this burger joint.
The sports betting.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, that sports betting is something that I don't really think he should have got involved with.
I don't agree with that shit either. It's like even the lottery tax. The lottery, I call it the idiot tax. See these people up there, and then finally after they'll go, oh, look at, I won $75, and I'm like, yeah, but you spent like $300 to get it, dumbass.
That's actually stupid. Yeah.
they can't prove or have not proven that it's gravity?
No. As a matter of fact, gravity, it's one of those little-known things in science which they don't talk about, and thank God Neil Tyson has brought it up a few times, which is gravity is just a theory. Gravity is one of those things, every scientist will eventually tell you. Physicists hate it when I bring it up to them. I say, tell me about gravity, right? And I go, they'll say, okay, gravity's a theory, but it doesn't matter because it's repeatable and we know the symptoms.
Okay, there's just another thing. Gravity's a theory. What theory? What kind of theory is gravity? It's not scientific, so it can't be a scientific theory, can it? Because as soon as they state its theory, that means it's gone through science.
It's just a concept made up.
It's a horseshit theory. That's what kind of theory it is.
Concept made up in somebody's napper. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, PJ, for your £10 super chat. Really, really appreciate it, man. I think this is to Vicky. You rock, babe.
Yeah, it is, yeah, because she
Not to me, guys.
It took me ages. I tried to do it straight away, but I forgot. I got a new bank card because I lost my bank card, so it took me a while to put my details in. So I tried to do it straight away after she did hers, but it took a minute.
So yeah, it's not to me, okay?
But
Nice.
you do rock, Flats. You do rock.
Nice one, PJ.
And thank you, Roger Little, for your $2 super chat. It says, what did Vicky ask, guys? What? Vicky asked something?
Yes, what?
Hit the likes.
Yeah, of course.
Hit the shares.
Hit the likes,
Yeah,
guys. Yeah, hit the
absolutely.
likes. Share the show, please. Really appreciate it. You rock. But yeah, thanks again for the channel support. You guys are really awesome. I really do appreciate it. You guys do help so much.
Sandro says I bagpipe rock. Absolutely, bro. I could never play the bagpipe, so I wouldn't have enough air in my lungs for it. I'm telling you.
Symptoms of gravity. I go, okay, so you can tell me what it does. You can't tell me what it is. So it's a theory. It's like, yeah, I dropped something, right? Of course, right? It falls, right? Well, what is it? Well, it's like, well, it's a mysterious molecular force that pulls things to a center of a ball. It's like, okay. So what is it in flat Earth? For me, it's a mysterious molecular force that pulls things straight down. Combine that with electrostatics and density and buoyancy, and it's like, okay, I'm pretty much on the same ground you are.
I'm sure we won't get any comments about that.
Okay, I don't really agree with how he worded that either.
The density and buoyancy. They use that, don't they, in the gravity thing?
Yeah. You see, this is the issue I do have with Marx. He's not progressing with this. He says the same thing to everybody.
Same. He's still got his original thoughts from 2015. Yeah.
So the only critique I would give him is rather progress with the argument and say how I would word it is rather, yeah, gravity is not a force, hasn't been a force for 109 years now. Okay? we all know you require a force for something to accelerate. We see things accelerate, so therefore it invalidates the claim that it's gravity in the first place. Secondly, because he's making it sound like he's trying to just hijack gravity now by saying, "You see, I drop it, and
What?
yeah, I
Oh, hi.
and then saying electrostatics and all that." If he wants to believe electrostatics and that,
Trying to get the TV.
that's fine. But rather say we are able to demonstrate what we claim using hypothesis and experiment, unlike the globe. Because the globe cannot go and manipulate gravity. So how can they claim it? Where we can manipulate our independent variable to show what it does.
Yeah.
There we go.
Then you get
But
more
he's giving,
electrostatics.
the way he says it, he gives it to them.
Yeah, you get more electrostatics over like the oceans when storms are going and stuff like that. That's where I see more activity. When I don't know if you, it's the motion and the temperature that causes most of that stuff,
Yeah.
especially in the gases.
I just got to make it clear again. I'm not trying to dictate to Mark what he should be doing or saying.
No.
I'm just saying I would say it because, and giving my thoughts on why I would say it that way. Because I think
Maybe-
Mark should be able to sort of progress his argument because he's been saying the same way throughout the years and it's not progressing. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe you'll watch the show and get it. Mark, watch the show.
Mark has watched my stuff. He's actually put one of my videos in one of his playlists before. So, yeah, Mark at least does know about me. So hopefully he is tagged. So hopefully he does come in. And actually, I'd love to have a discussion with Mark. I think we'd all just have to love, just to talk about these refining things because it does affect us all.
I'm going to get back to that. Why then, in your world, why do they tell everyone that the world is the globe, the Earth is a sphere?
Right.
What's the point? What are they hiding? Why?
Why hide it? Why hide it? And it's a wonderful question. The too simple answer would be power. The answer I came up with is just bad timing, which is we didn't even figure it out. The short version is if it was a snow globe, we didn't even have, remember, because our civilization has not been advanced for very long, right? Heck, we've only been interesting for the last century, give or take. So if you don't find out.
I don't really
Don't
agree
agree
with
with that either.
Me neither. No.
No.
Completely no.
The ancient builders built massive things, dude, and they understand physics.
We can't build the crap that was built back then. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's flat because you don't have the tech to figure it out yourself until roughly 1960. Do you tell the general population, right, in 1960? And I was mulling that over for a while. And it's like, if I was back then in 1960, let's say I was running some Illuminati group.
Well, how does he not know that in previous civilizations they also had powered flight and whatever, and the governments did the same that they're doing now?
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you know there's not hidden technology that we don't know about? I mean, even today, there's definitely technology being hidden from us from the government. So why isn't it that those technologies were hidden in those times as well?
Exactly, man. They were playing Xbox in 1910. Telling you.
Yeah, they were. I've seen it in a picture.
Group, long table, dark, and everybody's smoking for some reason and talking in low tones like Batman. No, you wouldn't tell them because the repercussions, men in power don't take chances like that, which is, think of the big three academically, right? You'd have to rework every university, library in every country ever, everything from not just astronomy and astrophysics, biology, hydrology, archaeology, all that stuff. I mean, you'd have to empty libraries, rebuild them back up.
Wouldn't that give the big book industry more work and make
Yes.
them more rich. Big book needs to get in on this.
Yes.
Yes and no. Most everything today is digital.
True.
Even schools are trying to go push more digital now.
About 10 years ago, I saw smart TVs as chalkboards in classrooms, man.
I mean, they're trying to actually take school books away and actually just why do you see more and more schools actually giving tablets and laptops now to students? Because it's going more digital. So yeah. Actually, find anybody that really reads a book these days, a hard copy book. You still get, but very minimal compared to what it used to be. Everything's online.
Yeah. And right now, my library consists of 6 books and a Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a bigger one.
Which is sad. But it's all the tree huggers' fault. Save them trees.
Let's grow some more.
They should. Economically, I mean, come on, the stock markets are so integrated nowadays. Anything, twitches them out. So you'd have to shut down. You'd have to suspend trading. Not that you shouldn't anyway. Suspend trading for months to figure out how that works. But the big thing, unfortunately, is the religious aspect of it, which is you're telling the 5 major religious houses of the world, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, you're giving them leverage against science, the entire institution of science, simultaneously.
What? Wait. I gotta rewind. What did you say? That doesn't make sense. Let's try again.
Is the religious aspect of it, which is you're telling the 5 major religious houses of the world, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, you're giving them leverage against science, the entire institution of science, simultaneously. And you're saying, oh yeah, by the way, you should probably show some restraint when we give you this. Oh yeah, that's not. Science would never be able to recover.
Huh?
I don't know what he's on about, to be honest.
No, he's saying that religion and science can't actually agree with each other. He's saying because if they say it's flat, then the religions are saying science is wrong.
No, I think science
I
and
don't agree with that, though.
no, it should walk hand in hand.
Yeah. It's
It
weird.
should.
It's just weird. I understand what he's saying, but it's just weird how he's saying it.
It is.
I would say there is no science for your globe. I think that's all I can say. It's weird. I don't know. It's odd.
The backlash would be huge. Those 3 aspects, just those 3 alone. I'm sorry, if I was in that room, it'd be like, yeah, we're going to hold on to this for as long as possible. And it was easy enough to do. You seal off Antarctica with a treaty for all time, and then you militarize space.
What's in Antarctica? Why would they have to seal off Antarctica?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Here, I could probably...
It is closed off from my understanding.
Yeah. So Antarctica, here's a little model I'm showing on the screen real quick. So this would be like the glorified snow globe version of it, right? It's a little bigger. The arc isn't as steep as a snow globe. But the only country, or continent, I should say, that doesn't look like normal, all the other continents you pretty much recognize, except for Antarctica. Right, Antarctica isn't this snowy continent that looks like Australia, right? It's actually about the same size. It's this massive continent that surrounds the outside, and it's very, very high and holds the water in. And
I wouldn't say it's a continent at all.
Yeah.
I think it's a series of lands, is
Mm-hmm.
what I think, and there is an opening.
I think there's more land and stuff in like the Pacific and the Atlantic that they don't let us know about.
Yes. It would be so easy to hide. Who the hell flies there or takes a ship out there? Nobody. Plus, if they tried to, I bet you it's restricted.
I mean, it's so easy to hide land from people.
Especially in how vast them oceans are,
Mm-hmm.
And strangely enough, Antarctica is the highest elevation continent in the world. Really strange. Nobody talks about it. The average height of Antarctica is 14,000 feet, which is amazing. I mean, altitude sickness kicks in at 7,000. So Antarctica, what they did was, and again, when I was looking at this thing, part of why I got into this was, it's like, okay, if I had to hide the world from everybody, how would I do it? Well, I mean, it's not something that we, first off, we had nothing to do with the building of this, obviously. The engineering is so far beyond us. But if I had to hide this, one of the first things I would do is I would militarize space, and I would seal off Antarctica. And coincidentally enough, in the same year, in 1959, NASA was founded in 1958, and then the Van Allen radiation belts were announced.
Well, NASA was first, weren't they NOAA before NASA?
To do with the space, weren't they?
Yeah, they first did oceanic kind of exploration, and then one day they just decided, nah, let's move on to space, kind of thing. What do you think they found that scared them so much?
They are a branch of the Navy, right?
PJ, did you ever watch that movie that I sent to you about the Land Beyond, where they extended beyond Admiral Byrd's expedition?
I did. I started watching and I fell asleep. Now you've reminded me I will be watching that again. Definitely. I do remember watching that the same night we spoke about it, and I fell asleep through it. So now I remember, now you've said that, I'm going to watch that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy, because no more science fiction movies like that came out. Everything was either going into space, or there was a few where they went into the Earth,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
This one, they go on, they actually briefing these people at the beginning, showing Admiral Byrd's expedition, and show, the military people briefing these scientists and everything at the beginning. And then their whole job is to go beyond where Byrd had gone. And they end up finding like this tropical area with rainforests, and there's dinosaurs and all kinds of shit,
Aye.
He's kind of
Announced
like,
in 1959. It says, oh yeah, nobody should.
Ooh, where did I go?
Oh,
Welcome to episode number.
Where were we? Sorry. Pressed the wrong button. Mike Gijotel teaching us how to pull weights again. Okay, let's go there.
A super rich billionaire, which did find out anyway. You'd never be able to do it in secret. You'd have
Okay, we'll go through right.
the youngest for 30 years, and why I say that is because Admiral Byrd,
Oh, there we go.
the youngest admiral in the United States Navy and their top research guy, he was flying down there for 30 years. He was the first guy to fly to the North Pole. And
What's your guys' thoughts on Admiral Byrd, though? A lot of people think he was just Masonic, making things up.
On the interviews I've seen with him, he seems to be kind of honest to a point, almost to a fault. But I'm not sure what went on down there personally, so I can't really state anything about his
But
character.
that's the
But
thing
he
how a
seems,
lot of them work, though. Half truth, half false. So you can't really take what's what.
well, he did die rather unexpectedly shortly after giving that interview on the Longines Chronic.
That is weird, eh?
Yeah.
So
What
was
did that
it-
happen to those planes also that hit a ice barrier in the middle of nowhere?
They're probably still there.
Yeah.
Was it called Land Unknown, Sol?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got it still, yeah. I'm gonna watch that. Cool. I've got it in my bookmarks. So I was looking through it, I was like, yeah, I've still got it.
you ever notice how the Navy's got their hand in everything? They were the ones that put him down there. They were the originators of NASA to begin with, or I forgot the name of the organization they were before they became NASA. So, yeah.
Well, think about this, Roger. All your space movies and TV shows and shit like that, where they got starships and all that. You ever notice how everybody has naval ranks? They use naval terminology. Even on Star Trek, they had an electronic version of the yeoman whistle when the captain came on the bridge. Right?
Yeah.
It was an electronic. Everything was naval. Everything always was like a naval theme behind it.
Well, didn't Star Trek name their ships, their fleet after like Cook's?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ross, they named their fleet after their ships.
Yeah. In
Kind
fact,
of a
there
nod.
was an episode of TNG where they were on the original sailing vessel, the Enterprise, on the holodeck, having some kind of a ceremony for somebody getting promoted. And it
Weird.
was like really brought attention to that. But yeah, they even had like the Hiru, like Japanese carriers and shit from World War II, the Akaga, all these ships named like that from different navies of the world, promoting again that one world government type shit too.
Peace for all. Yes.
Hey Dave, good to see you, man. Yeah. He he enjoyed the Brian's logic presentation. I think it was also very good.
It was good. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Hey,
it was.
Koshi.
It was ace.
But I think it was a good presentation. By the way, the latest, what the arguments I'm getting to rebut that is gyros can stop spinning in midair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you see the footage? Did you see the film clips of the guys supposedly on the ISS with a fidget spinner, and they had it spinning by itself, and the guy
he
went
touches
and
it when
grabbed
he
the whole.
spins.
The guy grabbed a hold of it with his fingers and started going around instead. And I was like, "Oh, come on, quit! Just quit!"
They're in a pressurized cabin. How is that going to happen? How are they floating around in there? Actually, that's my question.
Well, there's no gravity. See?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
got
crazy.
it.
But yeah, and then we get just a whole bunch of butter trolls that just say, "Nah, you don't understand."
I know.
Yeah, that's like irritating.
I think it was 1926. And in 1927, for whatever reason, they sent him out to Antarctica, and he flew around there for 30 years before they finally freaked out. And I think what happened was, I think somebody had the old maps, the ancient maps, and probably said, oh, it's like, didn't believe it. It's like, it can't actually be that, right? And then for 30 years, Admiral Byrd's looking for it, through the United States Navy. And then he finds it. Right, he finds some indication. It's like, oh wow, there could be a barrier out there, and then they pull everything back, and it's like, okay, well, let's. So the average person, no, and again, the only people that are down there are military and military scientists. So, and they know where you are. And nowadays, there's no way you could, even if you wanted to. I mean, yeah, you could have your buddy, a super rich billionaire, which did find out anyway. You'd never be able to do it in secret. You'd have to bypass GPS because GPS is the United States military, and just head off into the snow, right? And,
well, okay, so then, all right. So if we can't get there, what does your theory say is there?
What do you mean?
Can't get there. It just makes it difficult. I wouldn't say you can't get there. It's just limited to what you can do. I mean, do you guys really think that if you are able to get a permit to go to Antarctica, you can just explore freely?
No,
No.
not at all.
You always have to be guided by someone. And what's the excuse? Oh, it's very dangerous for you. It's just too inhospitable. You're going to die. It's too cold.
What do they do? What do they do to anybody that goes try and do it by themselves? Anyways, they get arrested. Yeah.
It's quite crazy. It's like you need to pay someone a lot of money to get permits to go to a place that's no one's country.
Yeah, ain't that stupid?
Huh? No one's land you have to pay thousands of dollars for to get a permit to go to, but no one owns it.
It's international, right?
I find that really odd.
Yeah.
Where does that money go to then?
Yeah, who gets that?
Think about
The
it.
UN. The UN gets it.
The undefeated Nazism. You ever remember that in Idiocracy? You found out that the time machine was just a ride. It's always broke though because some smart guy made it.
Well, they also said he was stupid because he actually believed there was a time machine too. He's like, you're stupid. That was a good movie.
It's a documentary.
You mean
It is actually, and it's playing out quite good today.
Yeah, man.
It's like a mixture of idiocracy and what's the other video?
1984,
There's a few.
Nah, not quite.
Brave New World. I mean, there's like a Venn diagram of all of this. It's like,
That's so true.
But Terry made a good president, though. I got to tell you.
Oh yeah.
oh god, yeah. Was it Dwayne Alessandro Mountain Dew Camacho? Wasn't that his
Yeah.
name?
Yep, it was.
Now we just gotta
You remember that.
wait for the next president to announce all Mountain Dew on using for crops. Water's gonna be too expensive, so use Mountain Dew.
yeah, we're gonna start
With
using
electrolytes.
Coca-Cola. Start using Monster Energy drink. It's got what plants crave.
Coca-Cola is very corrosive, right? Drink all you want.
You know, Coca-Cola company has used Coca-Cola for its entire existence, damn near, to clean the engines of their trucks.
Mm-hmm.
That ought to tell you something, man. I've never liked it. I've never liked cola.
I used to use Coca-Cola to clean
Windows.
grease and oil and stuff off of bolts overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's good on batteries when they're corrosive.
Say a 16-ounce steak will dissolve in 2 days in it.
Crazy.
Wow.
You go let that sit in your gut. Okay.
Coke is good for
People
you.
that do.
Then we'll make it even better.
The outer marker?
It's fake
Yeah,
sugar.
once you-
Yeah.
Make it even.
Oh yeah.
Put that fake sugar.
Tons of
in
sugar
it.
they got in there.
Dude, if you know anybody that drinks Diet Coke, they are always drinking Diet Coke. Like,
Yeah,
always.
but I mean, they don't get out bad aspartame for you.
Yeah. I mean, I knew this woman that she carried a couple cans of it around in her purse in case she wasn't around where there was some at.
Wow.
No, it's
Yeah.
crazy because I get a lot of people. It's like, oh no, I'm healthy. I drink Diet Coke. I'm like, do you know what that aspartame is?
I know, yeah.
You're a druggie, man.
Mhm.
And it is almost the same ingredients in rat poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
well,
what's,
let's just
what's
it.
beyond
I mean,
that?
If there is an edge, then eventually you'd run into some sort of barrier that, I mean, dealer's choice on exactly what the barrier is made of. You know, is it a heavy
That's the
element?
dome. Is that
Yeah, the
dome?
dome. Right, exactly. The thing that creates the air pressure that we're in now. I mean, electromagnetic, force field, heavy water,
Okay, so
heavy
for your
element.
theory to work, there is something there holding everything in.
Yes.
This is what we call the dome.
And,
Right.
and not everybody in our community even believes that. It's like a 70-30 split. But that's because there's a percentage of people in our community that they just don't like the whole idea of being enclosed. And it's like, yeah, if you don't do that, though, you're going to have to deal with the whole vacuum thing, unless you say there's.
You see what I'm saying? It still sounds like he's trying to sort of make us sound like we're still in space, though.
Yeah, I don't like that either because then that's the people that are new. They go and they look and they Google it, and of course that's what Google's going to show you is that ridiculous image of like a saucer in space with water falling off the edge or whatever. It's the dumbest shit in the world. You got to steer them away from that. I always like, and initially that question, that they ask, well, so you believe the Earth is flat? Why do you believe it's flat? And I'd have to return that question by saying, well, why do you think it's a globe? That's the whole thing. I don't think it's flat. I observe it that way. What makes you think it's a globe?
Put the burden right back on them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. You had to be told that.
But that is the thing, though. That is their whole spiel. We saw it like last night with Andrew as well. They push their burden onto us, and this has been an ongoing thing always. When they want us to go and replace their burden. They claim this curve. They claim gravity is a force. They claim you don't need gas pressure, containment for gas pressure. They claim Earth is rotating. When we pointed out to them that's not what we observe, they want us to prove that it's not what we observe. And then when we say, okay, here's an observation, no, now you're just making assumptions. It's like,
This is what happens, right? Yeah. That
yeah.
kind of. Yeah. I got a question though. Did Mark ever like deal cards in Vegas or something? Because you notice he said it's dealer's choice right when he came in. Dealer's choice for the dome. It could be anything. Pick one. Pick another. That was kind of shady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't make no claims.
Yeah. Just keep them on the claim because it's their burden. Simple.
There's no vacuum out there, but most of us believe in a dome.
Because we can't get there to the edge.
Right.
You can't prove it. It can't be disproven, but it can't be proven. So that's just kind of, you have to take that on faith.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How are they able to keep all these details a secret? Because you've got
Organization.
not just the U.S. government going up into space for the last 75 years or so.
Yeah.
You've got other world governments going up into space. You've got Elon Musk and the bald guy where I go shopping online going up into space.
Right.
Captain Kirk, William Shatner's been up there. How are they lying? When they go up there, surely they see the curvature. They know that they're going up. So how are they keeping it a secret?
Yeah, how are they keeping it a secret?
Yeah,
guys?
they're lying. That's why.
Uh-huh.
They're straight up lying. So when you ask that question, are these people lying? Yes. Yes, they are. There it is.
Well, nobody's came up to us to say they're not, or they do. They don't take it to court or anything. They don't try to like defend their lie. Nobody's ever put them to it either.
You know, and the thing is, I never have. Well, I have, but I do it by planting seeds. You know, I'll just ask questions. Ain't that weird that this, that, and the other? You know that, and that'll usually spark up a conversation. But the thing is what I found is people. I don't go off to other people to convince them that the Earth is not a globe. I get more people coming to me trying to convince me that it is a globe. That's what I find. And I'm like, well, no, and that's where the conversation starts. You see, it's almost like there's a need. Wait a minute, we've got one that can see. We need to fix him back, you know. And the telltale statement. Oh, you still think the Earth is flat? That either indicates one of two things. Either they think you transported here from the 1400s, or that they once thought the Earth was flat as well until they were convinced by someone that it was not.
That's it.
Yep. Can you guys see this on screen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice camper. What is that?
No, this is a plane.
Airplane.
Boeing
Nice.
777.
Okay,
These are not real windows.
they're not.
Nope.
It looks real to me. So there's a monitor,
Virtual
right?
windows. It's virtual.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They project exterior views using cameras. So in other words, they're televisions, guys. They're TVs.
Wow.
Now I see it. Now look at it. Yeah, because you missed the lines there. They're not going exactly where they should.
Okay. No,
So
but I want to say something.
Why would they need to do that if it's only projected what's outside?
Yeah, but my point I'm trying to make though is, how did William Shatner think that where they went was true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that. It's bullshit right there.
I don't know. Maybe it's easy to climb in a simulator
Mm-hmm.
and you believe that you're going somewhere.
Yeah, they could
Very easy.
do that. And I mean, what William's like 95 years old now.
Yeah, and he was convinced we are fixed models and strings anyway, so he's got to be convinced we are with some digital.
No, but he was sharp upstairs. He's a writer.
Yeah, of
he
course.
did a lot of. Yeah.
But I mean, it's easy to fake it. So when he asked, like, who you get these people that say, "Oh, we've been to space," yeah, it's called taking the gullible people and just scamming them.
Yeah, reaffirming their belief for them.
Simple.
Yeah. it gives them hope that life down here could be the same life up there. I don't know. We can go to another one and then screw it up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not difficult to understand. You can pull a wool over people's eyes. I mean, if someone's paying, you know, thousands of dollars to go to quote unquote space, but you can't get it to really go, and they're going to pay you good money, you're going to make up some kind of deal to make it seem like they're going there. Why do you think Elon Musk is also pushing all this Neuralink nonsense? Later on, it's just going to be easier just to plug you into the system and you believe you've gone there.
Well, you know, in December of 1944, the Germans were losing. They were losing badly, and they concentrated all their effort on a final offensive, and resulted in a famous Battle of the Bulge. What's going on right now? Because as I predicted last year, we have hit that tipping point of globe versus flat. Even the I'm not sure in polls is starting to beat out the number of people that actually believe that the Earth is a globe. And what we're seeing in conjunction with that is there's been like more space launches, more attention put towards launching things up, Starlink, all this other nonsense than we've seen ever. Okay, since the 60s and early 70s. It seems like every other day there's a story about they're getting ready to go up. We got astronauts. They even created a drama of astronauts stranded up there because the Boeing Starliner failed, just like all these other Boeings are. Somebody pissed Boeing pissed somebody off. That's all I can think.
I'm sure they did.
But they're running their little drama. But there's really even this bullshit about, oh, we have a second moon temporarily. You won't be able to see it, but trust me, bro, it's there. And I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? So this is what we're seeing as a final offensive, a push to try to once and for all, or a last-ditch effort to try to shut this down. But the reality is the truth vibration cannot be stopped. They can't stop this. Despite their best efforts, they cannot stop it.
I saw yesterday they released some footage that they're building these little mini shuttles, a whole bunch of them, and they're going to launch them up with.
You know what?
They're going to launch them up with the Falcon, and they have a whole fleet of them.
You know what? You know what I've been looking. You know what I've been looking. It's interesting, guys. People like, you know, they didn't have the technology in those days to do their virtual reality. Do you know that in 1968, a student called Bob Sprell, he created the first virtual reality HMD? 1968. Isn't that a weird time to create virtual reality technology?
Yeah, that's right. About the moon thing. Yeah.
Did you see there where deep inside the rabbit hole, Dave, he said, I have a great Starlink story from my flight yesterday. I told him he should come up and tell us about it, man. It's right up there. It's pinned in the thing, but let me.
Dave, the link's at the top.
Oh, yeah.
It should also come and tell us how, without a shadow of a doubt, Earth's flat.
I think you should.
Yeah.
There we go. But it's good to see you guys. And I see Sean from Kingdom in Context also there. What's up, man? Good to see you guys. But yeah, so I mean, the fact that they were able to create to make the, to produce VR technology at the same time they were sending people, quote unquote, to space is very telling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. I thought I saw they had other technologies even further back, but they don't use them. Jaron looked into it for a while. He had a little series he did on it, how they had camera technology to do certain things before that.
Yeah, and then the 1980s was the Intel invented a high definition monitor window. Huh. Weird. So we can clearly say people that believe they're going to space can easily be duped.
Hell yeah. Well, first off, what was the motivation behind inventing such a thing in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to look at. Why would anybody need that? We have a window, but instead we're going to simulate what's outside with this. It's obviously designed to fool people. That's its purpose, is to fool people, to not be able to distinguish whether they're actually seeing outside or whether they're seeing a TV monitor.
Yeah.
That's the only thing it could be.
Yeah, but I mean, look at NASA. They got 21 VFX studios. 21.
Yeah. The biggest
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
world. Biggest in the world.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Now we
Dave,
got-
what's up, man?
Dave,
Dave. How
What-
you doing,
what's-
Dave?
What's up? You guys hear me okay? I don't have my mic.
Yeah. What's up, man?
you're good.
Fine, good to see you.
All right, so I would love it if there was like a Glober here, but you guys be the Globers.
They're just scared of us.
You guys could be the Globers and answer me this. So I took a flight. I was flying I just flying yesterday, and the entire flight I had internet service, free internet service, JetBlue, no problem. I'm uploading videos, streaming videos, listening to live streams. Everything's working beautifully. And if I put my phone down for a minute or whatever, and then I pick it up again, I get a little pop-up message that says, let your friends know that you're connected through satellite. Enjoy service through Starlink satellite. So they want me to believe that I've got my airplane mode on. I'm connected to the airplane's Wi-Fi. They pick up my signal. They send it to a minimum of 350 miles up to a Starlink satellite. That's if it's directly above me. If it's farther off center, it's going to be 400, 500 miles. It sends my signal there. That tin can that's experiencing swings in temperature of 500 degrees and its little battery and solar panel work fine. And then it sends the signal back down to a tower below me, because that's the official story. So it goes 350 miles up, then it goes 355 miles down to the tower. Why didn't the plane just send the signal to the tower?
Right. That's what I've said. That's what I've said. Like, about these people say, "Well, satellite TV," and I say, "All right, let's look at this. What's more cost effective? To send a signal up to 300 miles or better to some little magic floating garbage can, only to have it beam back down to a tower here on Earth, and then distribute it out to the customers? Or why not just send the signal to the tower in the first damn place?"
I mean, what's the Glober answer to that? Because the airplane is saying without question that they're connecting to a satellite that's 350 miles up.
Right.
Why would it do that? Where does that, and sending a signal 350 miles uses some serious electricity, some wattage. And the airplane certainly has it. Now that satellite has the ability to do that. So it's picking up my stream that I'm listening to and sending it to me and back and forth. It makes no. I mean, what is the Glober excuse for that?
All at the same time while the airplane is communicating to air traffic and shit down about 35,000 feet beneath it, right?
Yeah, the thing that bothers me though is, I mean, look at a lot of people like Ironworks and things. He uses Starlink and he has such bad reception. It's not even funny. Why? Why is he having this bad reception if it's supposed to be this great satellite, no interruption service?
But
It's got to travel through the ionosphere.
Here's the problem. Here's the thing where people get confused. Starlink does work. The internet at the house I was at is a Starlink connection. But think about it. It's got an antenna on the roof. What's it connecting to? I mean, I contend that it's connecting to airplanes, because there's airplanes everywhere. They have the equipment. They have the power. They have they are able to transmit. They are literally just like flying cell towers
Mhm.
that are everywhere, visible from all angles. And if you think about it, when the Ukraine war started, the first thing Elon Musk said is, "I'm turning off Starlink for everyone in Ukraine." Well, first, how do you do that? How do
Right.
you how do you do that? And the answer is, well, the reason he's turning it off is because there's no airplanes, because there's a no-fly zone over there. So
Yeah, I was just going to suggest, like if they'd have had Starlink on when 9/11 happened, right? What would have happened? Because when remember they grounded all the aircraft. What would be their excuse why the Starlink was down? And you
good
just
point.
answered my question right there with Ukraine. Yeah, no fly zone. So
Yeah, but I
No
mean,
fly zone.
have you ever looked in at LORAN before?
Yeah, of course. I used to have
Yeah,
Loran
yeah,
before GPS.
yeah, because that's what the military actually use. I mean, it's ground based. So yeah, it's very easy for them to be bouncing those signals with using the planes as receivers, like you said.
I mean, if you think about it, the higher a cell tower, the better, the farther of a range that it
Huh?
has. So, cell towers are, 500
That's
feet.
less high.
That's a high one, whatever. But an airplane, 5 miles, what could be better than that? And if
right.
if you look at it, where is this stuff working? It works where there's airplanes. I don't think Starlink works in the middle of the Southern Ocean.
Yeah, and
Not
that's
that
just
anyone.
I'm in the bush. I'm in the middle of the bush, and I can tell you a lot of the time we struggle with satellites.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
happy.
it's
I remember
good.
I remember back in the 80s when I was younger, I used to work for a satellite company and we installed them, and there were like 6 satellites that we had to work with. And they were aimed at the horizon. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I lost signal. Sorry
No, you
about that.
didn't. You were fine.
This was the satellites.
We still hear.
Yeah,
Are you with Starlink? Are you, Rod?
no, I'm not. I'm on Xfinity, whatever that is.
Well, Ian works with Starlink, isn't he? And he's always got terrible connection, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he does. Well, I was saying when we installed them, they have these things called LMB horns they put on them. They're just basically high frequency receivers, and there's an antenna in the air at that 45-degree angle. If they're broadcasting a broadband signal, it'll spread over a distance. So if they have a signal that are broadcasting from planes, they could do exactly the same thing with an LMB horn on a tower. So they could bounce signals off planes easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you also look at if you look into like Project Loon and things, and they got balloons that are able to stay in the air for months at a time, and like Sean just said, now they can have drones. It's easy to have all these autonomous drones and balloons and stuff using as relays all over. Definitely easy.
And I like Dave's little thing when he puts the copper wire up and gets more voltage the higher you get up. So they could broadcast signals faster just in that band of electricity this above us.
But yeah, it's
So
a good point. Why send a signal further when it can just go closer?
That's a stupid thing to do, I think. They're trying to sell space, I think. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the ballers are too scared to come on here.
In general.
Usually. You get the brave ones now and then, but then they get triggered.
I don't know if they're brave or just gluttons for punishment.
They're sadists.
But I have to say, the Globies are getting less and less. There's definitely a shift going on.
So what's everybody's thoughts on the final experiment?
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Doesn't make a difference what they observe.
I mean,
go ahead, Flatzoid.
Yeah, Dave. I think you'd agree with us. It's personal for Duffy. It's only for him. It's a PR stunt. It's literally a PR stunt. The guy knows it's not going to disprove a flat Earth.
Of course, it's not.
He's trying to push it as if it is, because he needs it for his PR advertisement. That's all.
He's as full of shit as a Christmas goose, and there's something in it for him. Nobody drops money down like that without there being some return. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And all these benevolent benefactors that want to pay for these people to go, and he already had people he knew had offered to do that and everything, but he waits until he gets a Nigerian email, from a prince in Nigeria type scam. Here's a financial guy, didn't bother vetting it, saying, well, do we have the money? Can we put it in escrow, this kind of thing, and then we'll set up a contest? No, no, no. He just runs out there and does it, right? And then wants to say, oh, look, I got scammed. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
Um,
And now I think what it is now, he's not even going. So he's still in the same boat as he was before this because he wanted to see for himself.
Wait a
He's
minute,
come
Duffy's
out.
not going?
I guess that's what
no,
it is.
he's
You
not.
wanna
No,
be-
he's paying for Whitsett to take his place.
Wait, no, that wasn't the deal. The deal was that he was going also.
No. He said if Jaron will go if Whitsett goes, and he said he'll give up his space for Whitsett if Jaron goes.
Oh, I thought that had changed. I thought that he
No.
said he was going also.
No, because it sounds like that's what he says. He said it will be Dave McKeegan so far with Whitsett and Jaron if it's going, and yeah, he won't have. He will try and go, but it doesn't seem like he's. going
And
to go.
that puts him in the same boat as he was before this whole thing, right? So instead of spending that kind of money, I would have done like this, right? If it was me, I say, okay, well, there's these people down there, ALE. We really want to find out. Tell you what I'll do, man. I'll give you, employee guy at ALE, I'll pay you $10,000 and I'll give you the equipment to film me a 24-hour sun down there. Okay?
Yeah, but
Right,
why
Put up a live cam for a month.
There you go.
Well,
And it's
but
like
I'm
now
sure
he's
he
in the
can-
same boat. He was worried. His whole thing is because all he had was stories. He wanted to see for himself. Well, now he's still not seeing for himself.
Yeah, but I mean, even that.
Go ahead.
He can.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just going to read these 2 super chats out. Then we'll quickly say that. Just to say, Roper Overbearing, thank you for your $5 super chat. He says, "Have you folks heard about there being a patent for an artificial sun?" Yes, it's been around a few years, and definitely something to be wary of because they've obviously probably used it already. So yes.
So let me throw in my 2 cents on that. The first thing is, is there? Do we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? I don't think so. I mean,
No.
they faked videos, all sorts of stuff. But let's just pretend that there is one, real or fake, and those guys can't discern any difference from the sun that we normally see here in the north, right? That does not change any of the physical measurements of the Earth. It says, the only thing it does is says, you flat earthers really do not understand the sky. That's all it does.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't change. We can see too far. Laser flashes, mirror flashes, the microwaves, just all of the stuff. It doesn't change any of that. Because
No, none of that
they're
goes
saying,
away.
wait a minute. The sun, which is made of helium and hydrogen, which defy gravity on Earth, somehow so much of it was in space that it collapsed upon itself, created a giant ball that could hold on to Mercury and ignore our moon. And not Mercury, hold on to Pluto and everything else, but ignores, pulling on any moons that are, and it can exist in a vacuum. So something that is physically impossible, its motion in the sky, its motion, the only thing that we can really see, is going to change the physical measurements of the Earth. The entire premise of the thing is completely nuts. Duffy is disingenuous, and he won't look at any of that. So, is it good that we're sending people down there? Sure, I get it is. We're observing the sky, but under the premise of this thing. Yeah. Is a completely false premise, and people are making the thing. Dave Weiss says, he offered a free trip, and he says no. Yeah, but it's not going under a false premise. However, if it wasn't a false premise, and it was like something I wanted to do, Whitsett and Jaron are far more qualified with their ability to do measurements, camera work, all that stuff. They're way better. I am an amateur at that stuff, so I'm not the right guy to send there.
You want some free candy? What's wrong with you, kid? Get in the
Did you like my
van.
meme? Did you see my meme, Dave? Did you see the meme I made?
No, I didn't see it yet. No.
I got a meme of Duffy handing out free candy from a windowless white van. It's pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah, I mean that's exactly my thoughts on it. I'll have to see it. Is it on
It's
Facebook?
on the Flat Earth Podcast Facebook page. It's also
Okay.
I tweeted it on X. It's pretty funny.
And I just want to
Go
say
ahead,
thank you, Queen Bee, for your £10, which she says, see you all tomorrow. I'm not listening to Don't Know Dave. He's not a flat earther. I just want to ask you, because people are like on two minds, like that. They don't believe you're a flat earther.
Me?
I think
Yeah.
I think David stems from I think it's from the Jesse interview.
Jesse.
The Jesse thing. You couldn't say the Earth is flat. You couldn't
Oh,
just say
wait,
the
let
Earth
me
is
let me
flat.
tell you what's going. I was tipped off that he was going to ask me, "Is the Earth? Do I think the Earth? Absolutely know that the Earth is flat." And if I said yes, he was going to say, "Oh, you don't believe in mountains and valleys."
So, man.
I just made him define what flat is. I'm like, you zoom in. I'm looking at my table. It's flat. But if I zoom in on it, it's going to look like Mount Everest, right?
I know,
It's
but
gonna
he
be
didn't
those
define
valleys.
flat, did he? He just kept saying to you, "You're called flat Earth, Dave. Dave, you should know what flat is." I mean, if
Well,
that was me, personally, Dave, I would have just said, "Yeah, 100% it's flat." Simple.
Yeah, but then he would have cut me off. He would have said, "Oh, you don't believe in hills and mountains." Then he had all these pictures of mountains to show me, and then he wouldn't let me talk. He'd probably kick me off the show, and that would be the end of it.
He's a strong
but
man.
you-
He's a
yeah,
strong
yeah.
man. I still would have set my position straight, saying I'm a flat Earth.
Yeah, I got
So,
it.
so
You
you
know,
were,
go ahead.
so we just said it straight. You are a flat earther. That's all we want to know.
Okay. All right.
I listen. A lot of flat earthers don't like to say they're flat earthers. They say they're anti-globe. They don't know what the Earth is. I say that's a cop out. Earth is a level, horizontal, topographical, stationary plane, and to me, that is flat. Now,
Amen.
That's what I always. That's what I always say too. I say it's a level, stationary, topographical plane contained within a dynamic fluid pressure system. And I will say contained because there's no other way to have this dynamic pressure system at all without containment. Now, when they ask
I
me,
didn't listen.
well, what
I
is
didn't
the dome and where is the dome? I'm like, shit, I don't know. I only know it has to exist. And it's like Keith has said before. He said, if I have a T-bone steak in front of me, I don't need to see the cow that it came from to know that it was a cow involved. You know,
might in the future with the printed
Well, yeah.
meats that they're coming up with.
Hey, can I ask Dave a question right quick? There's
You
two
guys
of
can
them.
ask me any question you want, by the way. No questions are off limit. I'm an open book. I just, people like, Dave won't do this. Dave bans. No, I'll answer any question. I've never, ever said no to a question.
Okay, well, it's not really a question, it's a statement. I just got a Facebook post from you, and it's got chemtrails in it, and it says, "If you know, you know." Did you put that out?
Yeah, that was made this morning.
Yeah, I just got it just now. It was really weird. You show up, and then I get the post. It was like you're
I
right
did
on
that,
time.
like, I don't know, 8 hours ago, I guess.
Now Facebook's behind.
Yeah, I find it. I find it really odd that they trying to clamp on chemtrails and things really bad these days.
Oh, it's real. The spraying here is unreal. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, and my other question was, have you ever met Duffy in person?
Oh yeah. So before he came out with the final experiment, I was at in Tennessee at the Greg Locke debate, and he comes up to me like a fan. Hey Dave, shakes my hand. He goes, like, hey, what, what's your name? I was just being, a lot of people are coming up to me. And he goes, oh, you don't know me, but you will. And he had this creepy look, and I got this really creepy feeling from him. He takes a picture with me, and then that was it. And and the other thing is that's when I also met McToon in person, and I got the creepiest feeling from him too. It was really really weird.
Well, what I've said about this whole thing right here, okay, so I don't think it's going to happen, and if they do go, they're not going to see shit. It's going to be
Yeah, that's my number one pick also.
But I've said if they do see a 24-hour sun, that's going to mean one of two things, okay? There's something about the sun that we don't understand, or there's some fuckery afoot, because
exactly, Dave.
It's not going to throw everything else out the window. It's just not going to.
Right. Jaron is so convinced that there will not be a 24-hour sun, and he very well might be right, that, he's making bold statements. So there, I see you got my meme up. He's making statements saying, if there's a 24-hour sun, that leads me to believe the Earth is a globe. He doesn't really that. I mean, I'm just speaking for him. I'm not saying it. I don't think that's what he's really saying. He's just so confident that we won't see a 24-hour sun, and he very well could be right. But personally, I think that this experiment, I don't think it's just Will Duffy. I think he's being put up to this. I think that Will Duffy is actually
100%.
broke and in a lot of trouble with the law.
Yep.
That's why I said it's a PR stunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This-
well, he's doing
he's
this
using
as
this
a
as
way.
an investment.
It's just like Bob the Science Guy came onto the scene and his felony charges were dropped, and then he shows up instantly on the anti-flat Earth scene. I think it's a very similar case.
All of them are like that, though. Have you not realized that they're all like linked to some weird, dodgy stuff? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also noticed Duffy keeps saying stuff about you and about other people, saying that we're not being honest and all this stuff, and we're twisting stuff around.
Yeah. Well, I got to go to his church, Dave, and he's not very rich at all, man. He's got a big family too.
Yeah, but he owes money. Remember, he owes so much people money, though. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, he paid a $250,000 in fines already. He has another $500,000 in fines that were charged against him in June. And when the one time he addressed it, he goes, "Oh, that's just a ambulance chasing lawyer, going after, there's a bad investment." Okay. Well, even if that's true, you're going to have to pay it if you lose. Why are you focusing everything on this thing and not working with your lawyer so you don't go to jail?
That's why I said I think this is an investment to him. It's a PR stunt. I mean, think about it. He's built himself up a name now with the global community, and he's been seeing if he builds up a kind of name and he's got an investment to it, he's going to get a passive income out of this.
Oh, think about this. Let's say they go down there and there's clouds and there is some trickery going on and there is some optics in the sky and Jaron and Austin go, "Nope, that is definitely, it doesn't prove anything." And they walk away as it doesn't prove anything. The Globers will come back and go, "Yeah, we went to Antarctica. We saw the 24-hour sun. These flat earthers thought it was going to be blue sky, but it's Antarctica. I've never seen a blue sky day at this base from every video I've ever seen." And then Duffy will go on a world speaking tour and get paid to speak at places, and that's his payoff for this.
But
Plus,
also,
not going to jail for his crimes.
Yeah, but also remember, like I said about this, he's going to get a lot of investors that's going to just help him pay his money laundering stuff.
Hold on, I think I know what he's going to do. He's going to pretend he's going to go on that airplane, and then it's going to go down, and then he's going to claim that he's gone when he's not.
Just disappear.
I don't.
He's going to fake his disappearance.
You got to just remember that the globe lie is more important to the elite than even we realize. That because the globe lie is how they control the entire world. If the entire world listens to this show and goes, "Oh my God, these flat earthers are for real," the entire power structure just dissolves. It's gone. And they can't have that. So one thing we can know for sure in Antarctica is they're not going to let them see a setting sun. Whether it's canceled, whether it's cloudy, whether they try fakery, I don't know which one. But they will not let them see a setting sun.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, Dave, can you bring back the Global News Network for me?
There was there was a question KRC earlier for us. No, it wasn't this one. There was another one. Sorry. There we go. Do you have any disagreements with the people from the FE communities crowdfunding a trip for a few people to Antarctica?
Is that a question to me?
Well, Sean.
Yeah, to us. Yeah.
I think the more people that go, the better. But I also think if they have something planned, the more flat earthers go, the better, because they'll be like, all these flat earthers went there, they saw the sun, and they're denying it, Because you try to explain to a normie that's never even looked into flat earth or just, is a globey normie, and they're like, look, it's daytime in Antarctica. Well, that can be explained on a flat earth model. And the sun behind the clouds, there was a light behind the clouds that circled around them, but they're denying it. right? Then our voices won't be heard that well, and Duffy will be on Good Morning America, whatever, and he'll be, they'll spread the word because that's what they always do. They always run with their straw mans. They always, and they get the publicity. There's still people today that say flat earthers are stupid because they even kill themselves trying to prove the Earth, as Mad Mike did in his rocket, right? But they still believe because the mainstream media worldwide ran with that story that he was trying to prove the Earth is flat by jumping 18
Mike wasn't a flat earther, was he?
No, he was a flat earther, and he needed
Oh, I thought he-
$7,000
Use it
for
as
his.
PR.
No, he wasn't doing any. This was not a flat Earth thing. He wanted to break Evil
Right,
Knievel's steam-powered jump record.
Yes.
And he needed $7,000 for his steam engine. And so some flat earthers said, "Hey, we'll crowdfund it for you, but you have to put research flat Earth on your rocket." He's like, "No problem." And then the media ran with it that he was trying to prove flat Earth. How stupid is that? Jumping 1,800 feet. Why don't you just go in a building or climb a hill? And
1,800 feet, yeah.
to this day, they still run that story. Years later, they're still running that story again and again and again. And that's kind of what they do. They just, if the Earth was a globe, they wouldn't need to strawman us. If the Earth was a globe, there would be no flat earthers because there would be proof that it's a globe.
Look, there is a good thing to this whole final experiment thing, though. Look how it is pushing the flat Earth around to everybody that has never heard of the flat Earth before.
You sound like Mark Sargent right now.
But that's my
Nathan
question.
says the same thing.
So that's my whole question for tonight. Is it good publicity or is it bad publicity?
So
All
publicity.
publicity is good.
Listen, I agree. All publicity is good, but good publicity is usually better than bad publicity, but not always. But I'm with you.
It's there's something more to this, like I said, and I'm sure everybody here agrees. And I caught him. I keep catching him in contradictions of things that he said in the past. Like when he first came on the scene with this, and he goes, "All right, well, let's find out once and for all. I'm neutral on this." He played the neutral guy. And the other night on his video, he was talking about, I think you has turned down the opportunity to have a free trip paid for by a Glober.
A free trip.
Yeah, I'm like, look, you want to send me down to Sandals or the Bahamas or some bullshit like that? I'm down, right? I'll take that all day long, But man, that's a trip. Okay, going to some place to freeze my nuts off for 5 or 6 days is not a vacation. It's not a trip, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there. I
But
stay in
also-
my house most of the winter because I despise the cold,
Yeah, but
man.
Dave, imagine
Amen.
sitting on a plane and sitting in the cold for five days with people you can't stand.
Toon, sitting in there with Toon and McKeegan. What?
And Globey McGlobeface is going.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah, he
man,
is, isn't he? Yeah.
you just made my brain poop, man. There ain't no
I
way.
mean, think what a migraine you'll have after that, because the whole time they're just going to want to debate you over and over with everything. It's like, no, just leave me alone, man.
Whatever happened to normal conversation, man? That would.
Yeah. Well, Roger, I don't know. Are you secretly a member of his congregation now? So, I mean, you did go to his church.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No,
He's
I'm not.
definitely part of the church.
Well, somebody left a comment on one of my son's videos that they had gone there to that church and it was open. They went in, there was nobody there, and he heard people in the back arguing. And or at least having a very heated discussion about something. Then a dog barked, and he heard a chair scooch back, and he said, a guy came out there and said, "Yeah, what can I do for you?" And it was Duffy. Now, this is just a claim and a comment, and he said that he was clean shaven and looked just like Jake, the asshole.
Like the asshole, huh?
And then he said, he says, "Oh no," he says, and then he told him he was there looking for a pamphlet on the church or some information when they have services. And he said, "Did the flat earthers send you?" And he said no, and turned around and started walking out, and he heard them all start laughing and shit. And now I don't know how valid that is or anything, but somebody took the time to leave a pretty detailed comment. I don't know.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yeah. We haven't heard back from Jake Dassel about his. What was it? He was
Well, he's
talking-
an upward rising Earth guy now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, what do you think about the upward rising Earth?
You
wow.
asking me?
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's dumber than the globe Earth because it actually takes thought to come to that conclusion.
Nice.
Yeah, I've tried to talk with Dell about this so many times. It just doesn't get anywhere, though.
Can we ask Dave the big question though? Do you think the Earth is flat, Dave?
Of course. Listen,
I just had to say it, bro.
There's people that Monday morning quarterback me all the time, and you guess what? I don't do everything perfect, not nearly perfect. I just do the best that I can, you know. And I didn't listen to the whole show. I don't know if you guys were analyzing Mark because you like him, because you don't like him. I don't care.
No,
but
we were just trying to, like I said in the beginning, we're not trying to attack him. We don't want to. I'm actually tired of all the negativity in the community. What we're going through is like the way he presents some of his stuff sometimes sort of gives it like a he might have to progress his arguments. We're trying to say that.
Listen, Flatzoid,
it gives a different weird vibe.
Listen, I totally agree, and I try to increase my stuff all the time. And guess what? So does Mark. If Mark ever says something that totally freaks you out, my suggestion to you is reach out. His phone number's out there. He'll talk to you, and guess what? He takes suggestions. He takes comments. Like, you know, like there were some things that he used to do, and I called out, I'm like, Mark, this just comes off wrong. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. Let me do that in the future. So Mark is, listen, I don't agree with everything Mark says. I don't agree with everything that you guys say. But Mark is an honest geek. He's a dork. Okay, I told him to his face. He's not a shill. He's a dork. But he is talking to the beginners. He's not at a level. Flatzoid, you're above where I am. You're talking to the people that are getting into scientists. You know, the highly educated people. I'm talking to freshmen, right?
Yeah.
I'm just bringing people in saying, look.
I'm saying that you might have to look into is the way he presents it makes it still sound like they can push us in that strawman model, because he still makes it sound almost like we're in space, but we're just enclosed.
And I've suggested that he no longer holds that flat Earth disc in his hand and show people, and he doesn't really do that anymore because that makes you think of a disc floating in space, even though that's not what he believes. It, you know, but I just encourage anybody, if you have a suggestion for Mark, reach out, be his friend, tell him what you think. He listens.
He is really a nice guy. I was hanging out down there at Ruby Tuesdays.
I'd like to meet him. I have the same last name as him.
And
but listen, Flatzoid, there's a lot you can teach him. There's a lot you can teach me. That's why I listen to your shows, because you know I listen to everybody and I just pick up as much information as I can. And this is one thing that we all get. We're all learning new stuff every friggin' day.
Mm-hmm. But like I say, we have to start working together as a community.
Yes.
Because I have been seeing
Yes,
lately,
we do.
I mean, even I've been kind of negative and stuff, pushing away, and I want to try to change that. Because even though we don't agree with each other, I don't think we should be kind of pushing away from each other. Because I think that's exactly what the anti-flat earthers want.
Yeah.
I got to hand it to Mark, though, at the beginning.
Exactly.
When somebody hitting the scene with this, I saw it as an attack to an obfuscation away, like controlled opposition when they started with this upward rising Earth thing. And you got to be careful too when you put out something and then claim it to be as something. Like I'm working on the idea of the sun being of electromagnetic in nature, reacting with the Earth through like an induction type situation, and maybe that giving us the idea as to why like Death Valley is one of the hottest places on Earth, and as you increase in elevation, it starts getting cooler and cooler and cooler. That perhaps there's something like that. Now, I'm not putting that out there as a belief. It's something that I'm working on my own. I've thrown it out there, the idea, and maybe somebody can pick up on it and go with it, you know. But when
Hey,
you
guys,
say, well, I think that we're going to replace gravity with an upward rising Earth, and I'm like, no, you don't need to. All you did was rebrand the equivalency theory. Stop.
Right.
Einstein,
Hey, guys, I
basically.
got to roll. Thanks for having me up. Any
thank you,
final
man.
questions?
Yeah, just
Nothing I
keep
can
it
think
up,
of.
man. Just
No, I appreciate you coming in and talking to us, bro. That's awesome. I'm glad
Yeah,
to hear
right
your
on,
voice, and I'm glad to, that we can talk about it and stuff like that. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you checked out my documentary yet?
What documentary?
I released it like 10 days ago.
Ah,
Well, can you email it to me? Send it to. Oh, there it is, right there. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Thanks. I will check it out, and I hope I am already assuming that it's going to be very good.
Yeah, it's
oh,
about
it is good. I think it's very
I
good.
will feature it on the app. How's that? Are you cool with
Oh,
that?
awesome, man. Yeah, perfect, awesome.
That'd be
Of
cool.
course it's good. It's got me in it. I mean,
Oh, wait, hold on. I have to restate it. Let me watch it first.
Who doesn't like a Dave anyway?
Before I agree to feature it on the app. If I feature it on
Dave's
the
an
app,
excellent unicorn.
it'll be
no, you won't have to put a not safe for work sticker on it. Don't worry. It's cool.
it'll be on Friday the 11th. Oh, no,
Awesome.
it'll be after that. I'm sorry about that. It'll be around the 15th.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks, man.
Shout, man.
See you.
Thanks for coming
See you.
in.
Bye.
Good night.
Thanks, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Well, I'm happy he came on.
Yeah, man.
How did that happen?
He was in the chat.
Well, he actually messaged today and he says he watched Brian's presentation and he really enjoyed it. And
Awesome.
yeah, I think Brian's presentation was actually very good. But I do hang on, even though everybody has disagreements on if he's a real flat earther or not. But we asked him today if he's a flat earther, and he said yes. So you guys can make up your own mind. I still hold to. I don't really want us to push each other away.
Right. Well, and something else we kind of discount too, especially after being in it for a while. That it's important that we have to go back and revisit these basics because there's new people coming in and they're coming in the middle of, in fact, I actually had a friend of mine reach out and say he wanted me to make a video just covering the basics and shit. And then he paid me to do that. So I'm kind of working out a way to do that and kind of geared toward younger people. So, I'm going to play around and see what I can come up with, build myself up a little.
Use crayons.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean. Like
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I got a storyboard of what to cover, how to do it, that kind of thing. So I'm working on an outline for that.
Anybody working on animation yet? I'm just curious about that.
But I think maybe I will contact Mark and just talk to him about some of the things, like I said, because it does come across. I mean, it's good what he's doing to get the people into the flat earth, like I said, but sometimes it makes it come across that shill vibe. That's what the people get because the way he's presenting it. So.
Well, the media is very good at making somebody look like an asshole too, so we got to remember that.
But yeah, but that's why I'm glad he came in so we can iron some things out and just ask straight. Oh, you're flat earther. You guys heard it. Let's say that. So sometimes people do say things as well. I mean, even I've said things that I'm not very proud of in the past and stuff. And I think we can all move on from things.
And this is going to happen to all of us at some point or another. So just remember that too.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying just trust him or trust me or anything. I'm just saying you guys have your own opinions. And, well, my opinion is I don't want to just push people away.
Lowry says, is this the documentary about flat earth stalkers?
Yeah,
It is.
Yes.
That's a good one.
And you know what, guys? I could have made it much longer.
Oh, you had tons of material, man. So much.
But I do want to make another one later on where I'm actually going to have some Globers interviewed as well. So.
Oh, nice.
Well, make sure you turn the music down, Flats. Don't keep it up high. We want to hear your voice,
And I'll be talking to actual psychologists as well. That's
grab that Lorlock guy. See if you can get him.
Oh no, that guy doesn't even want to talk to me at all. That guy. If I just say hello, If
I
I
wanted
tell
to
him,
see you make his nose twitch.
dude, if I just say, how's it going, Aiden Mattis, he literally wants to throw me into the pits of hell.
I'll make his nose twitch in my morning stream.
Where was is that? Was
It's
that
on
here? I
TikTok.
saw that the
Yeah,
Bewitched.
it's
Is
on
that
my
you?
yeah, it's on my
Yeah,
stream
Yeah,
now.
he-
It's my
That's
stream now,
funny
yeah.
as shit, man. Because I was like watching it. I was like, that guy's got to tell. I'd love to
he's a
play
creepy
poker.
looking dude, isn't he? He's a little bit creepy.
It's
Yeah.
better than Craig's tail. He's got to dig in there to get his tail out.
I don't know. I haven't heard in a long time, man. I haven't heard in a long time if him and Whitsitt are still going to have their boxing match or whatever, man.
Oh
They're
yeah,
supposed
whatever happened to that?
I don't know.
I think
Was it
I
just
think I was
in
saying the other day, he'd need to put on a bit of weight. I mean, I don't know how good. If they can both fight to a certain degree, Witsitt's got to have to put on some weight.
I'll tell you, Whitsitt's got about a foot on him. Or
Is
better.
he got about a foot on
Yeah,
him?
Whitsitt's tall.
He's got him on reach, that's for sure.
Well, he may be about the same weight then if he's got about a foot on him.
He's tall. He's a tall drink of water. I had to look up at him.
Guys,
Yeah, Craig is big, but he's not as big as he used to be. He's lost a lot
This
of
is
weight.
how loving Aiden Mattis is towards me, guys.
They're off. Listen, Flatzoid perspective, you're a fucking idiot. You are probably one of the dumbest, most narcissistic, arrogant jackasses
Somebody
I've ever
sounds
had the
triggered.
displeasure of having to view. Your content makes Mind Unveiled looks revelatory. Oh my god! Oh, I hope you don't reproduce. Because if you did, it would be a tragedy for the entire human race. If your genes were to continue into the eternal seed of humanity, it would be a net negative not just for us, but probably for any other races of existence that might be out there in the stars, including God's angels.
Was that a racist
You are
comment?
possibly the worst thing to ever happen to modern discourse, and honestly, if I wasn't drinking, I think I'd shoot myself.
Oh, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Here,
Who
let's
hurt
give him
you?
some drugs, some real good ones.
That there are so many bigots.
They make a rubber room for that kind of behavior. They really do.
And by the way, that just came just because I told him Aquinas was not an authority on the Bible.
That's right.
But some cleric in Rome is not an authority on the Bible, and you go off on people like that. That's crazy.
Where do we get these people from, man? They're crawling all over the internet. This is what I find interesting. There's just like these unhinged people like that, man.
In every city, in every town, there's a group of mentally ill people.
I found
Yeah,
it really
they
weird.
they closed up all the crazy houses, see?
Yeah, they let them all out.
Then said, oh, you have to be accepting. You have to accept that that guy thinks that he's a cat. You let him
Accept the
piss
crazy
on your
people.
yard, you know? Oh, that guy over there taking a dump in your grass, he identifies as a dog, you see?
But it wasn't.
You got to let them dump on your grass.
Yeah. You gotta call the Humane Society to deal with it, you see?
I found it weird that I got David Weiss's Facebook post as soon as he came on the show. It was like they knew he was here.
Well, in my
It
town,
was
the
weird.
dog people and the police are the same place.
That meme of Duffy in the van. Hey, here,
Oh, yeah.
take my candy. But like I said, when I was down there on Venice Beach that time, and it reminded me of that when he started like, why doesn't anybody want this free trip? The guy was giving away free tickets to go see Bill Maher. They have to fill the studio, right? So he's giving these tickets to go see the Bill Maher show, taped live, and nobody was taking them. And a little while later, when we came back by him, he was utterly frustrated. He's like, why don't you want these tickets? They're free, damn it.
Bill Maher's an asshole.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said, nobody likes Bill Maher. That's why.
Yeah. Guys, yeah, Peaches has an awesome stream tomorrow. Make sure you guys get to that one. It's going to be a very good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the. Are you doing the?
Yeah, the second part.
Bill Hicks?
Yeah, months ago I did.
Oh, boy.
Bill Hicks. Yeah,
Completely forgot about it. And it's just as well I downloaded the video because he hasn't got a channel. He hasn't got a channel.
Did Bill give hickeys?
Mm.
Bill gave hickeys.
Yeah.
Bill Hicks joined.
Hey, Trinity 4 in the house. What's up, Dave? Haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, guys, do also subscribe to Trinity 4. He does a lot of street activism. Very, very good stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good show, guys.
Oh, we had quite a long show.
I'll send it to
Maybe
you
we can
in
get Mark on the
Messenger,
show.
Roger.
I'm gonna message Mark. Maybe we can have a discussion with him there.
And you, Sandra, I've sent it to you in your messenger.
Yeah, he's really a nice guy. He's approachable. You'll like him. You'll like him.
Yeah, I think Mark went through a lot though. Right when all this flat Earth stuff with his mom and stuff, he had to take care of her and moved back home. Yeah, he's a trooper, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just.
I still want to meet people though. Hard to judge him if you can't meet him.
That's why I say I met him. He is just genuinely a nice guy. You know.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. And tomorrow, there's 4Jacks. Thanks for putting 24's channel. Guys, go and link to him. Like I said, he does a lot of street activism. Definitely well worth to go watch the awesome stuff he does. There's a lot of Daves. Have you realized that?
Yes.
Yes, tons of them. It's the council.
We have a society. We have this.
You know what's cool though?
The Grand Society of Daves.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you do share some things like Dave McKeegan though.
Yeah.
But, at least there's not a lot of Bobs.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You woke up triggered.
What do you think about
I'm just reading the chat.
Larry, there is the link. There we go. But yeah, I think we had a good show. It was nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you did see it, man. So it was good. Do you guys have anything to say before we close off?
Just pray for those people in the hurricane path, man. They're again, their illustrious government has failed them massively, and now they're like arresting anybody who's going in and trying to help. FEMA's confiscating donated goods because they're not from FEMA. It's ridiculous.
I've got an idea.
Whoa. Barry, well, we got about 40 minutes in the first one. I think it's about near enough 3-hour stream that he did on it. So, but there's a lot of dead air because he pauses a lot, Mind Shock, doesn't he? So, probably have to forward through a bit of stuff, you know. So, we probably could still get it done. It's probably still a fair amount to get through, though. I just started it ages ago about it.
Well, Mind Shock, hopefully he gets his channel back soon.
Hopefully.
Because I did get a message from YouTube self, I think it was this morning, where there has been issues on YouTube lately where people are getting their channels closed down or removed and stuff falsely. So there is something going on and people getting views taken away like me. So hopefully Mind Shocked will be getting his channel back soon. So YouTube is on the case. So that's a good thing.
Definitely.
I really trust them too. That's straight and all.
Yeah, you sounded very confident there.
Yeah, that's it. That helped me. That helped.
I had to muster that up.
That helped instill confidence with me as well.
Well, I don't know, but have fun with that one.
Yeah. So tomorrow night's going to be exciting because tomorrow night, like I said, we've got Andrew Johnson on coming to present. He wants to destroy the flat Earth once and for all. So we're going to have Andrew Johnson on, do his presentation, and then we will, have a go at him. But we'll let him do his thing uninterrupted, so he can get everything he needs to say, and then just show him once again why he's wrong.
You mean I can't pick on him the whole time? Damn it.
Yeah, he'll be uninterrupted. I won't talk to the guy, so he'll definitely be uninterrupted by me.
He's frustrating as hell.
So yeah, it's going to be fun tomorrow night. So we'll probably see Dave again. You see, I have to do this. I want to get Dave on again, you see.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, I'll be taking notes. Let him make his presentation. I'm gonna take notes.
I've actually got I've got a special one for Dave. I've got a let me get that video up quickly. This is just for you, man. This has got to be with what happened last night. See if I can find it.
We've lost it. We've lost the technology, and it's a painful process to build it back.
Exactly.
I'd go there in a nanosecond, I'm telling you.
I would go to the moon in a nanosecond. You can see the zodiacal lights.
The Magellan clouds.
I'm looking for a. How do I get to my?
During re-entry.
What are you re-entering?
It has to be.
It has to be.
Yep.
I'd hit Command Z a lot. You know.
Wait, did I just make fun of someone? Oh my God, how dare I?
Oh. Don't be doing that.
Where's your soul, Ryan? Where is your soul?
I lost it. If you guys find it, let me know, would you?
Okay. I'm going to go on a search for right now.
I've been looking everywhere.
It's usually on the bottom of your foot, dude.
And they bounce.
Really?
Oh, sorry, PJ.
Did they make a shadow?
I was making a Doc Martin reference to the bouncing souls they have on there.
Bouncing souls.
There we go. I found it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, your logically explained jokes are pretty funny.
No, horrible.
I've got the. This is for you, Dave.
Took you a second.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
It's Mr. Stalker himself.
Ooh.
If he got wrecked.
Oh God.
Who that?
This is
That's who?
in conjunction to last night's chat, okay?
Oh
Just
no.
what he says. And then half your ass is off.
If he got wrecked.
Yeah, good morning. It's Aaron from my perspective, and I'm in the Flat Earth studio. And I just wanted to make a point.
What is it in the Flat Earth studio in the car? I don't know what's up with that.
Absolutely.
It's moving.
Someone's got a lot of background noise.
He's an imbecile.
Oh, it's me.
Somebody's what? There you go.
Yeah.
It was a cookie.
Statement.
Usually
Just
it's
to
you.
say how
Sometimes.
incredibly well Andrew Johnson did this morning on Flatzoid's show. Absolutely destroyed them. Well, would have destroyed them if they let him talk, but they realized he was making too much sense, and so they.
What's an absolute? Oh, sorry.
Bro.
An absolute.
I've got one word for that. I've got one word for that. Delusional.
Right?
Aaron, go and bail your heat. Simple as that. Go and bail your heat.
But this is funny. Wait.
They panicked, and
Panic.
they did. Sov couldn't shut up. I swear the
Can't
guy
you see?
beat
Can't you
his
see that
wife.
we're so...
Look at that.
And he's
I beat my
Whoa.
wife.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Wow, Dave.
Unbelievable.
You're such a nice guy.
What an absolute.
But you know why I'm happy to show this? Because this is what we get, people. This is what the ballers do. So, Sov, you're
Any
now a
evidence?
wife beater because Andrew wrecked you last night for some odd reason. Because you don't know.
Well, you understand it's only legal to beat your wife on Sundays before 3 p.m. on the courthouse steps. No, I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. That's a law. That's for real. Yeah. It's on the books in Stafford County. However, I don't believe it's observed. Yeah, people get in trouble for that shit all the time. But where does he get that from? Where is it?
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Well, he has no argument, so he's got to attack Dave,
Yeah, so I only beat my wife on Sundays, man. Come on. I
This is
see well
exciting.
within the law.
dogs.
You beat your dogs as well, by the way.
They invited some black guy on who just kept talking over everything.
Shout out to Reg. And no, Reg just did what he did. telling him it's your burden.
Who is this jackass?
This is the guy on my documentary that is one of my stalker obsessed trolls who doesn't leave me alone. I told you I could have done a lot more on this guy.
Oh
but,
my god!
Yeah,
This was
the
just too
stick
good
that
to
you
let
beat her
go.
with can't be bigger than your thumb. That's the rule.
Yeah. But this was just too good to let go because, apparently, Sov, you're now a wife beater, a dog
You're a
beater.
dog beater. Dog beater.
The
You hear
black
that?
guy, Reg Joe.
Is there
by the
anything in
way-
there about me, sir?
Well,
Come here, Moon Shadow. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Come here. Yeah.
No, don't hit Taco. Come on.
Come here, Taco.
The insanity of these people.
Everyone was just scrambling because they had no answers, and they wouldn't. They tried to get back onto their old arguments that they think are clear winners when they're not. So yeah, Andrew, well done. You have put them in the place. They wouldn't even let you finish with 2 minutes.
Dude, is Kamala like contagious or what, bro?
I think so, dude.
Could be.
This is what happens when an NPC makes a video.
Yeah, no kidding.
This guy actually thinks what he's presenting is. I don't know. I can't get other words than delusional. The guy. There's
We
something
should
wrong
make
with
videos this bad on purpose just to make fun of them.
Hey, put a link to this for me down here in the chat. I'm gonna have to bring this up.
Yeah, please. Let's have some fun with that.
There we go, dude.
All right, thank you. Oh man, wait till my wife sees it.
Information about the second black swan. They couldn't even wait 2 minutes to do that. Yeah, you just absolutely made them shit themselves.
Whoa.
Was I not very
still got
clear that
stains
he
in my
can come
pants.
present? Wait. Was I not very clear he can come present tonight or tomorrow, do a proper presentation on it so it's not rushed? Because it was late, I am tired, and I need to go to work.
He's misrepresenting you completely, Flats. That's all he's trying to do.
He usually does that. Hey, what's up, Dave? What did Mark Sargent do? Nothing, man. He just had an interview with the guy. It's actually quite a nice stream. You check it from the beginning. But yeah, guys, do subscribe to Jesus Free Computer Geek. Really, really awesome guy. But yeah, it's sad that Aaron has to do this. So, Dave, can I ask you the all-important question?
Go ahead.
Do you beat your wife and your dog?
Yes. No, actually, I beat my wife with my dog. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll take care of in one shot. Yeah, right. My wife probably. Yeah, no. We get our arguments and shit like that. They last a little bit, like maybe an hour or something like that, and then it's over. No, nothing ever physical like that. And these dogs are far from beaten. Oh my God, they're the spoiled little brats, is what they are. So I don't know where he would ever get that from.
Yeah, everybody in your chat last night, Mojo especially, said you're a nice guy, Dave. And they were like, "There's a real man for you right there."
Oh wow.
Well, let's just put it this way. If someone comes and you look at this logically, they make a video saying, yeah, these guys got wrecked. They didn't give a person to talk, blah, blah, blah. And all he's doing is, oh, you beating this person, you doing that. And they're insulting, not actually giving any substance in their video.
Oh, I can't wait to show that to my wife. That's going to show laugh her ass off.
I'd love to see Dave's wife reacts.
Yeah. A few days ago, I covered what's his name? Your Mops, Chris. He was talking to Duffy, and Duffy was saying, "Yeah, Flat Earther. Just the other day, Flat Earther called me a PDF file and all this and all that." Does it not just show you that that happens on their side as well? Yeah,
both sides, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, and just for the record, it would not be a good idea to beat my wife or for anybody to attack her. She's armed. I'm not going after her. Fuck
no, man.
See this? No, see this chain link right here?
Mm-hmm.
See where it's blowed through right here? She did that at 100 yards with an AR-15.
Nice. That's a long shot with the AR.
Safely say, I don't think it would be wise to beat her.
No, she has.
She's probably got a gun too.
She has a pink AR-15. No shit.
Nice. I've seen the lady killers. They're nice. They got a whole range of like pastel colors they made for women.
It's got a little inscription on the dust cover over the bolt. It says, "If you
I
mess
just
with
dropped
the
a
rose,"
big one in the chat.
I was wondering what it's for.
It says, "If you mess with the rose," and then when it flips open, it says, "You get the thorns."
Nice.
Did you see that comment by Ryan? Who's he?
He's Sargent.
Yes, he is.
Talk about you want, please research before it's active.
I thought Lowry was going to come in.
Who?
He's in the chat. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a debate soon with someone. He did email me. We're just waiting for a date, which is gonna be quite cool. I think it can be nice and relaxing. Because he also said, yeah, he doesn't want to debate someone who's just gonna insult and stuff again. So I do like that.
Oh.
So we'll see how that goes because I have a tendency to piss globies off. A lot of them especially don't want to insult, but they end up doing. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I don't go around calling people PDF files unless I have proof for it, and then they do something about it. Yeah,
exactly. That's the worst thing you can call someone without proof.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be the flavor of the day. It's being thrown around, and there's been a lot of them being found and shit, recently, and so again, people just glom onto something. It's like these people that took the term word salad and just throw it around, every other sentence. Oh, word salad. It's like, I'm sorry, did I speak above your vocabulary? Do I need to dumb it down for you? I had to tell a guy on Facebook, look, I've dumbed it down as far as I can for you. I don't know what you're not understanding about it, but that's as lowest common denominator I can take it right there. If you don't
And that's
get
the sad reality of it, though. We have to dumb things so down to them, and they still don't get it, and they're proud of it.
Mm-hmm. Or take a part of something.
Dave, did you use
what?
Did you say toss the word salad?
Yeah, they toss the word salad around. They toss word salad around.
I'm just throwing it up there.
And then there's a Caesar word salad too. So.
Yeah, you need that dressing for that.
A little vinaigrette.
That's when you make dictates in Latin. When you make dictates in Latin that don't make any sense, that's a Caesar word salad.
What about the potentator?
Or the Pudentan.
You've heard that one too, huh?
So this dog got found that was at the Page County Animal Shelter, and my wife just sent me a message about it. This dog that was found, and I swear to God, it has to be my dog Peanut's sibling. It has to be. It's same markings, everything. It almost looks identical to her. And
oh wow.
Yeah, my dog, it was a product of a friend of mine's dog got out that was in heat and hooked up with a 3-legged stray pit bull and ended up giving these having these puppies. And this dog looks identical to my pit bull, to my Peanut. I swear to God. I wonder if I can pull that up on here. This thing is identical. Look at this thing.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I swear that's identical to my Peanut. Let's see if I got a picture of her someplace on here.
I remember when I was younger, also we picked up a American Pit Bull, but she was 6 weeks old, and she caught a rabbit. She couldn't even walk. Just wobbling around. It was quite funny.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Okay, yeah, I found it. Hang on, I got a whole directory. Let me just pick the right one. feeding my icons. Oops, let me make that larger icons. There we go. So you see the one that's on the screen now, and then let me switch that over.
Roger,
and
what's your name and element again? You
put
asked
up
me to
this
mention
one.
the links because I need to invite you.
Okay, I'll get it for you in a minute.
And there's my peanut.
Oh,
That's the same dog, man. That's the same dog.
I see what you're saying.
nice and beefy.
There's her next to when she was a puppy next to another pit bull. That's when she was really little.
How much dogs do you actually have?
I have 5.
I was gonna say he probably has more dogs than he does family.
Oh, they are my family.
But
They
it's
are
nice.
my
You
family.
have, but you have a big ground for them to run around, so that helps.
Oh yeah, I got a nice big backyard. They run around out there and play. And sometimes they just go ahead and run around and play in the house too. You know, I'm kind of not wanting them to, but they don't care that I don't want them to. They just do it.
They're animals. What are they? They don't think about what you think. They don't think at all.
So yeah, she's a sweetheart too. Everybody loves her. When Mojo was here, she was like all over him, and jealous of his dog. Didn't want his dog to be on his lap. Man, was trying to push her away. Like, you know, hey, no, this is my guy.
Sure.
That's crazy. So yeah, that's got to be one of her brothers. It looks like sister. It's identical.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to end the show, yeah?
Does Jono make content?
I need to get some sleep.
All right, then.
So, yeah. Dave, you don't have a show tonight, do you?
No. I'm probably going to kick back and watch a movie with the wife. I've been watching this thing that's kind of interesting on, it was put out by CBS, and it's called Strange Angel. It's like a series, and it's about Jack Parsons.
Yeah.
The guy that started JPL, Jet Propulsion's laboratory. And it was like him, and it's showing how he got into Thelema and some of the rituals and shit that they were doing. And it's really kind of interesting to see what's going on, the connection behind that. One of the things that was funny, him and his buddy were putting the proposal to Cambridge. I think it was, or one of the colleges. And the professor of physics, they're trying to sell rocketry as a science. See, it wasn't a science. And he's trying to sell it, and the guy says, "Oh, well, what do you want to do with rockets?" And he's going to go into space. And the guy laughed, and he says, "Rockets won't work in space. There's no air to propel off of." Like that. And the first thing he brings up is conservation of energy law. And that's what Parsons brought back up, you know. And I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. And so as they're going along, pretty soon the federal government came. It's World War II has started, and they came to his partner who had a bunch of correspondence with Werner von Braun, and wanted to collect up all his correspondence because he was doing research into rocketry. And now the Germans were the enemy. So this is kind of interesting to see, you know, the behind the scenes shit that they usually gloss over. Now, how much of it is artistic liberalism, you know, when it comes to making something like that? Probably a great deal of it, but they're following along pretty well, I think. It's called Strange Angel. So if you're able to stream, you might be able to look that up.
Nice. And yeah, John Lennon just made a video about basically that same thing with Primus. If you want to take a look at it, it's the latest album that Primus put out. It's just basically about stuff like that. They did a good job with the animation in it too. But it's Beatle-esque, like, because, you know, Lennon's son. That is cool.
Roger, that one in chat, that one in private chat, that's for Flatzoid's live chat.
Okay.
Just clicking that, then you ask all the permission, get all the permission that I think that's how it works. And Flatzoid have to give you permission.
There's the link, Jono. RJ's link I put in there.
I just subbed to you, RJ. Check you out.
Nice. Okay, so PJ.
Pretty sure I'm already subbed to Jono.
Roger and Ryan, you guys doing R&R?
I would like to do a show tonight, but I'm not sure how Roger feels.
Rigger? Yeah, I feel fine. If you want to do a show, how about
Dave's not
PJ,
doing
are you
one.
doing
Might as
a
well do
show in
one
the
this
morning?
evening.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
on at 9 a.m. GMT, so about couple hours after you usually start.
Okay, well, we'll start earlier just so we don't bump into you. How about like 8 o'clock, 8:30 CMT time, Central Mountain? So whatever
Like
time
midnight?
that is for you guys.
Well, like I say, I'm on 9 a.m. GMT. I always come to you when you're on. I always come to you, let you know when I'm coming on. Anyway, I've sent you the link anyway in Messenger.
Yeah, our midnight's there 8 o'clock, basically. Or
I try to get started
or
early,
your,
but we
our
had-
midnight is
we had-
something like you're an hour off though.
So it'll be 1 a.m. for you when I start.
We had a few hiccups yesterday. We started at 8 o'clock yesterday, and Ryan got distracted, if you know what I'm saying, and my mic went out and my camera both. So
Yeah, I
So
had a
we
little
started
issue
later.
with somebody next to the house.
These things do happen. But yeah, 8:30, be fine.
Cool.
Sounds good to me, sir.
Great. Okay, so full of shows. Great to have you all here. If you haven't already, hit the likes, share the show. Really appreciate you. See, even the dogs are saying bye.
I jolly know.
See you.